Alright.
I'm just
So,
trying to make sure that I have all the best spells since I haven't cast anything yet.
well, we look as though we are live.
Oh,
So that is good.
hey y'all.
Hey,
Hola.
y'all, indeed. And hopefully we're out of post mode now, which I believe we are.
One
So-
can only hope. Oh, I see me drinking beer, so yeah, we Gucci.
Alright, that's good. If there's music internet in the chat, let me know. It looks like there is, according to my little overlay thing here in Roll20, but then again, it might be muted because Roll20 and Google Chrome are enemies again. So I don't know, we'll see. So welcome, folks, to Hoard of the Dragon Queen number 29. It's been a long and arduous journey of over a year as we slowly approach the completion of this module, which I realize is totally right here where I meant it to be the whole time. On the floor here. So, a couple quick announcements. Tomorrow, again, as always, is my, well, not as always, as of 3 episodes ago, is my homebrew campaign. And then next week, that won't be happening because it's the return of Evil campaign, which is always a good time. Wednesday, finally, It Builds character returns in full force with Guts from Berserk. But most importantly is this Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/exploding dice. You can watch me compete for the second of the qualifying rounds of the hashtag D&D World Series, where I will be playing as part of Team Venture Maidens, along with Celeste and Sage from the Venture Maidens, and then Paul as well, who does a lot of their background stuff, and then I will be the fourth member of this party. We are scaled on a grading scale, I think, from like 0 to 1,000 or something, based on different points of how we handle social encounters, actual encounters, looting of magic items, creative role-playing, and things of that nature. All I can say is last time we did pretty good, and I solved the massive end-of-the-game puzzle in about 15 seconds with 4 minutes left on the clock. Hashtag totally bragging about myself. But that is that. So let's talk about what happened last time, because it's been a little while. It's been about 2 weeks as per our usual schedule. If you're wondering where we are the other weeks that you're not here on Monday, there is another Princes of the Apocalypse game that happens here. So there's always something going on Monday. It's just got to keep track of which is happening when. So last time there was some tenuous negotiations, if you can call them that, with Talus the White, cultist of the Cult of the Dragon, who has fallen from grace and said, I want you guys to go mess around with and screw up the plans of my associates, because that'll make them look bad, that'll make me look good, and I can get reinstated to my my elevated status within the cult. And they said, yeah, we'll totally do that, but first let's steal pie out of your kitchen and let 5 chickens loose there, and cause a general ruckus. At which point it looked like things were going to come to blows when a veritable army of troops arrived at Talus's beck and call, and the Belladonnas said, don't bother with the cat, she's new. Let's just move on. So the party had lunch and dinner, and there was baths and pies and things, and then they left in the morning to head to the city of Parnast, which was a short traversal through the woods to this city on basically the cusp of the Anorak Desert, which is where the party is now. They made their way into the town. They went to the local tavern and saw that, hey, stuff's a little funky in here. And they made sort of a contact by way of, like, head gestures from one gentleman who basically told them, let's not talk here. It's not safe. Come to my shop and we'll talk there. And I believe, the party is level 7. I'll throw that out there too. And I believe that was pretty much the gist of what happened last time, when you guys were basically on your way to go talk to him. And that's where we ended up last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So, that's where we'll pick up. as you guys make your way towards... Did you get his name?
I don't.
To guy who said, let's go to my shop.
Trust everyone. That's the rule.
That is the Belladonna's rule. Unless it might behoove you to trust them, then cast Ice Storm.
Yeah. We didn't cast Ice Storm.
No, she cast it.
Gunderland?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, look at you go.
Hey!
Gunderland the wheelwright?
That is the guy, yeah.
Yeah. See, I take notes. Pay attention.
That's all I ask.
I wrote it. Hey, I actually have it too.
Wow. All right. So you guys
Good job.
Good job, Belladonna. You guys make your way to his shop. Yeah. Woo! Basically, yeah, you guys were kind of trying to see if you picked up any information in this golden tankard, the kind of one major kind of inn tavern here in the city. And you heard some rumors about a castle and all these other things. And basically you have gone to Gunderland's place here. Gunderland, whatever I said his name was last time. And that's where we'll pick up, as you guys basically have arrived at his shop. It's not a very big town. Parnast has, like, at most 30 buildings. So even if you didn't know where he lived, you could probably find it pretty easily. So.
Is it a nice shop? Like, what's in it?
You guys go in the shop then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So inside the shop there's not actually a lot in the shop because he's a wheelwright, so he makes wagons and fixes wagons. So most of that stuff is actually outside, right? Because it's wagons. Inside you see that there's a counter, and they're like on the wall, decorative wise, are wagon wheels and bands for securing and fortifying wagon wheels, and there's like a wagon axle and a handful of different wagon related tools, hammers and chisels and the like. The shop seems to be relatively well maintained. There's not a large degree of dust or dirt, but it doesn't look like it gets too much usage. And as you guys walk in, the door shuts behind you. You see the man you met in the tavern emerge from behind the counter. And he addresses you and says, hello, ladies. And he, like, walks past you guys and, like, shuts the blinds on all the windows. And he hobbles. He doesn't hobble. He just walks back. I want him to hobble.
I was gonna say, I'm like, he didn't seem like he was
in my
when
brain.
I talked to him the first time.
That scene of him going and shutting the blinds, for whatever reason, was heavily evocative of Chris Christopherson's Whistler from the first Blade movie. Like, and I don't know why he's got that limp. I don't know. That's what portrayed in my brain. But he doesn't have a limp. I'm retroactively.
So what you're saying is he's a vampire hunter.
Yes. At which point you notice too, some of those chisels, stakes on the wall.
This turned into a whole different campaign.
So
are we suddenly in Curse of Strahd?
No, you would know.
What a transition.
All of your pies would be made of other adventurers. Because
That's true. I saw that thing.
Yeah, because that happens. So, anyway, he goes and he pulls out like a stool. He doesn't have any chairs because it's a wheelwright shop, but he pulls out like a stool that you see is like what he would sit behind the counter, and he goes behind the counter and sits on that. And he looks at the four of you, clearly out of place in Parnast, as this is like a very small town and everybody knows everybody. So he says, so, you look like you were, you wanted to talk, and this is about as safe a place as you're going to get around here. So, and he looks mostly to Odella, because you were the one, I believe, who addressed him.
Yeah, he was making eyes.
Yes, that's right. He was making eyes at you, yeah. And he says, so, what brings you to Parnast?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here, but that giant floating castle over yonder.
He says, all right, I figured you were here on some sort of mission. You seemed like you had a purpose about you. Very observant, Gondolin.
Thank you.
And he says, he says, yeah, I have a bit of a purpose here myself, but I'm just one man. And you see he knocks on the like a special, like you see him like knock once and then on a special spot on the counter, and it's like a hollow knock, and when he hits it, you see like a little part of the counter slide away, and inside that, when you look down in it, is a blue background with a silver harp.
But he didn't respond when I...
Right. He said not here.
Oh. Okay. Well, whatever. I was trying to do secret hand signals, but whatevs.
And he will say to you, he says, let me give you all the information I have.
Oh, thanks.
At first,
That's very helpful.
He says, at first, this was just a mission. But about 10 months ago, it became personal. He says, the Cult of the Dragon has been here for about a year, invaded my small town of Parnast, where I had a meager living as a cover to make sure. This is the nearest outpost to the Anarok Desert, where you never know what's going to come and go from there. So we figured it important to keep an operative somewhere nearby. So I lived here with my family. And, well, anyway, on to the mission. So, I don't know how much knowledge you have about the Cult of the Dragon, but the highest ranking member that we've seen around here, and as far as we know, the highest ranking member at the moment, is a black half-dragon known as Wormspeaker Resmir. Not sure if you're familiar at all with her, but she's not one to be trifled with.
We've heard of her. We've been tracking multiple shipments of the cults through multiple cities and pathways, and we've heard a lot about the cult at this point.
He says, I've heard of some of your adventures throughout your travel. Leosin has kept me as well informed as I needed to be, as you may have at some point made your way here. And he will pull out like a missive, and you'll see that it's in that same type font that looks like it's made from a typewriter that doesn't exist because it's D&D, but go with it because it's spy-ish. And he hands it to you, Odella, and it is addressed to you.
Oh, yay. Cool. I'll read it.
And it basically states, it's very simple, and it says, Odella, and it says, mission has changed. Shipments of treasure located. New mission, destroy Resmir. Leosin.
He has high faith in me.
Yeah. And you can tell without the need for rolling or anything that this is legitimate.
Is it in like a code, or is it just literally like...
No, it is in a code. I mean, there's different ciphers in here, but when you ultimately translate it, that's basically what it would look like. I mean, the font is different, but there's like certain letters. It's like, what is that? So I would say it's like a rat 4, where it's like every letter is 4 letters off or something. I forget what the cipher terminologies are, but yes. So you can read it, and probably Mir could read it, but the rest of the party can't.
Okay. I'll hand it to Mir, and then I'll kind of look at the other two and be like, I guess our new directive is to destroy the black dragon, half dragon, Resmir.
Well, that is a harder objective.
Yes. Kind of changes what we're doing here, I suppose.
he looks at you and he says, her deputy, he's a veteran of the cult. He just goes by Captain O. He commands all the forces here in Parnast, and he monitors all visitors and merchandise that comes throughout the village, which is why I wanted to get you away from there as soon as possible. So far, I don't think he's on to me. They've, again, some villagers were here beforehand, were infiltrators for the cult, and others have just signed on. So it's really hard to tell who here is a member and who's here,
just trying to live their lives and get by.
Basically, yeah, the cultists have proven that they have vast amounts of treasure and riches, and to a small town like Parnast, this is a great, delusion of grandeur for a lot of, I can join this cult and I can be rich and have all these jewels, so people just jump on that without realizing what the ultimate, what they're sacrificing when they join. He will tell you that the stables nearby no longer house horses. The cultists keep trained wyverns there. They use them to reach the castle.
We were notified of this.
And he tells you, if you're unaware, that there are 2 phrases that can gain you entry to the castle. One is Tiamat, our mother and strength. The other is Hail... Oh, God.
Hitler.
Blagathis.
Who?
Blagathis.
Hail Lagathis.
Nope, with a B. Blagathis.
Blagathis.
They obviously said to blave.
Yes, which is the old means to bluff. They probably lied in cards or something. Liar! Anyway, not
Derail
to go...
this entire thing.
Yup. Anyway, so... yeah, so he will tell you that is basically what he's been able to gather. That's the general stuff that he has. So he'll say, do you have any other questions for me? Perhaps I can shed some light on things that you're not aware of, you had questions about.
When would be an appropriate time to show this banner we got? Like when we get to the wyverns?
He says the wyverns are, for the most part, at least lately, there used to be seemed like there was some sort of, basically a taxi service. But more or less, as things have amped up, there are more and more shipments being brought to and from this castle. The wyverns are basically, stupidly, in my opinion, left unguarded. Because, from what I gather around town, the cultists believe that only they are the ones who can control and use these wyverns. They're really just animals.
I know some people that are good with animals, and I'll nudge Roswin.
Funny thing. Today is not the day that I perhaps speak with animals.
Well, I don't think they're animals that you can speak with anyway.
Okay, well that's good. I can kind of handle animals.
He says, they're more intelligent than a horse, but from what I gather, what I was able to discern with minimal recon as to not draw attention to myself, they leave the tack and all of the saddles and everything in the stables. There seems to be, at most at any given point, at least 2 wyverns in the stables, which should be more than enough to carry the 4 of you.
Okay. Well, if there's one thing that I've learned in our time together, it's that if they're smarter than a horse, then they're going to know what we're saying. Because one time I tried to tell you that your horse said you were pretty, and he hates me now.
Wait, why does he hate you?
Because I ad-libbed.
You mean my horse didn't think I was pretty?
I mean,
Wait, not important. Not important. We have a mission.
yeah, we're gonna get that bad guy.
He says, I realize this, from what I've heard, is a drastic shift in the mission you've been on, but things have seemingly escalated. There are artifacts in play that we were not aware of, and it seems that Resmir may have one or two powerful magical artifacts. And if she is the lowest of the leaders that we know of, or the highest of the lowest, if that makes sense, we shudder to think what the others may have at their disposal.
Do we know what the magical items do?
He will tell you that her sword that she wields is supposed to be of legendary creation.
Jesus, great.
And
He says, "I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it is a great black, jagged blade, wielded with two hands."
Can you just refresh my memory? Have we seen Resmir before? Like, has Odella seen
Odella
one?
has not.
Okay.
Ava did, as did Lux and Roswin. For a brief second, she was in that tent when you guys snuck into the hatchery.
Oh yeah.
Her, a bald-headed man in red robes, and a few other people of significance.
Wait, was that in the hatchery or was that just in the camp?
That was in the camp before you made it into the hatchery. Because remember, the camp was outside.
Okay, so legendary creation, but no other details as to what that might entail.
It's supposed to be able to cleave a man in half with relative ease.
So stay away from her. Like far away. Gotcha. Range. Mm-hmm. Lux.
Yeah.
I hug her.
So, he says, and he looks at you and he says, I don't know when they're going to be leaving, but again, more and more shipments have been arriving. So I anticipate, I can't tell any timing or rhythm to this. It seems that once they receive enough of this treasure, this castle leaves. But where it goes, I personally don't know. But I get the feeling from the antsiness of people around town that they're going to be leaving soon.
Like today?
Possibly. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know.
And you said that you only saw Resmir here, not any of the other high-ranking members.
No, I've only seen her. And I haven't seen her in a while, so my assumption... I haven't seen her around town in a while, so my assumption is that she is on board the castle.
We have to go to the castle.
Yep. Is there anything else that you can tell us about the castle itself? Do you know if there are any cloud giants still in residence?
He says, I don't know that, but Blagathis seems to me like the name of a cloud giant. That seems cloud giant in nature, the name. He says, I've also heard, again, I don't have much credence for this, that typically only a cloud giant can operate a cloud giant castle.
Okay.
And he says, and there's one more thing, and he says, I guess there's two more things, as he walks over to a panel on the back wall, and he hits it, and the panel slides down, and he takes out from that panel a fairly substantial crossbow from that panel. And you see that unlike the typical crossbows you've seen in the past, where the string comes back to where you would set a bolt, there is a cylinder in place of the regular area where you would load a crossbow. And he looks to the four of you, and he says, so, I don't really have much waiting for me here anymore. So, I think that I will be joining you. Perhaps not with you on your initial mission, but I have my own vendetta. And if I were you, I recommend that you go during the day.
Well, I'm glad
And
that
he
you have that.
spins the crossbow cylinder, and it clicks in place. And he says, because... Wait, where is their name? It is right around here somewhere.
The delivery's gone, Ted. You missed your moment.
I know.
My
It's,
immersion.
I know. It's a stupid...
I'm a nerd, but I'm not immersed.
That is like every day of my life, so it's fine. There it is. And he says, because... Oh, God.
Oh, God.
These names are so bad. Let's just go with... Oh, jeez. Let's just go with Morgana, because it's easier to pronounce, and that's not at all the name. But Morgana and I have unfinished business. And he looks wistfully off into the distance as he white-knuckle grips this repeating crossbow.
I squint and I try to look at whatever he's looking at, but I don't see anything.
And then he shakes himself of that reverie and looks back at you, but he says, I guess... He goes, if I am to fail, you should know that Resmir has a vampire in her employ.
What?
Yes.
This just happened because of the whole thing from earlier.
No, it's actually... There actually is a vampire in the
So
book.
he's literally a vampire hunter at the end of this.
No, I just made that up because you said that, and now it sounds way cooler. He's just a guy. Now he's way cooler.
Okay, so where's this vampire located?
Somewhere she's said to guard the castle skies at night.
Oh, so going during the day.
You
Gotcha,
have-
gotcha.
He says if you go during the day, you risk, or you have the benefits of not being assaulted by the vampire, but all of the guards will be on high alert. Were you to go at night, you'll have less opposition when you land, but you'll have to deal with a vampire in the air.
If you were to guesstimate how many guards they have up there.
He says, I know that Resmir has a fair contingent she keeps around herself. There's Morgana, the vampire, potentially cloud giants, as we're led to believe. I believe there may be some wizards in her employ as well. I wish you the best of luck.
What time is it about now?
Well, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, we'll say. Or we'll say it's noon. It's lunchtime. Because you guys went for lunch at the bar. And you see as he's saying all this, again, he's still kind of staring off into the distance, and you see he's, like, holding, like, a heart-shaped locket around his neck that he's sort of, like, rubbing
I
with
don't
his
want to
thumb.
know about this guy's sad-ass backstory.
I
It's
know,
already
we're
making
all
me
like
depressed.
avoiding asking him
I
about
know.
his family. We're like, no.
No, the feelings, repress. Well, what do you guys think? Vampire? A bazillion guards. And maybe storm giants. And wizards. And a sword that can cleave you in half.
I feel like guards and storm giants.
You know, I've never met a vampire, but I kind of feel like I never want to.
He just doesn't even look at you and he says you don't.
Well, I trust this guy that we've known for 10 minutes.
Yes. Completely and utterly trust him.
He has a tragic backstory, so that means he's legit.
But the one thing is, we can go in there, and they will think we're their allies for a bit. We can always track down who we need as
Well-
quiet as we can.
Do we think maybe, Lux, you might want to change your outfit, perhaps? because you're a little famous. Pretty big deal, you know, PitCon, fighting them directly in front of all their forces, you know, that kind of thing. So like I think we need to
Can I ask what's the people who are coming in and out of the castle to deliver things? What do they look like? They're certain, like, do they have a uniform? Are they all wearing cultist robes?
He says
They're just normal folk.
for the most part, they're relatively normal folks. There are some that dress in cultist garb, but
I'm proud.
Captain O's contingent seems to only contain, he himself wears purple robes, but his party, or he only seems to contain with him 3 truly, let's see, do I have hidden? 3 dragon, you know, that wear the full dragon regalia, the black masks and all that stuff.
So you're saying you want me to wear clothes?
Yeah. And like maybe you could borrow this pretty headscarf that Odella got for me. Because like your hair. Okay, well, headscarf, I'm just gonna be blunt about this because stuff is getting real now. I understand that.
Lux already points at you.
This is the guy. He'll describe to you that Captain O looks like this.
Ew.
Is it just the letter O?
No, it's way longer, but I'm not pronouncing it.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Olefististan.
Olefstan. Maybe he's Olistan. He's Russian. He knows vampire. Morgana.
Okay, so back to what I was saying when I definitely did not cuss. I'm thinking either you need this headscarf, or we should donate your hair to people who need it.
Jesus.
She arches her eyebrow.
You can like knit a scarf. It's so much, right? That's what you donate hair for. You knit scarves.
And she narrows her eyes at you.
Mm.
You may be adorable, but no. Give me the scarf.
I give her the scarf.
Okay.
And I help her put it on because I'm a professional now, but I gotta fly upwards a little bit to actually
Sure, of course. So
you look beautiful. It's not really your color palette, but you know, you could just rock anything.
he lets you have this moment, and he's like, doesn't want to butt in at all, but then he's like, but seriously, ladies. So he will say, 1, I can't offer you much, but he will give you each 1 greater healing potion from his personal stores. And he will tell you, again, on the off chance that he is incapable of stopping Morgana, to be wary, as vampires have many tools in their toolbox, from charming to turning into animals to summoning creatures of the night to their aid, as well as unholy regeneration, and they can be stopped via sunlight, a stake through the heart, or being pushed, or forced to tread through running water. He says all of these may be of use to you if my mission is to fail.
Okay.
Good to know.
Wow, I wish I had prepped daylight.
Who knew vampires?
Honestly, furthest thing from my mind. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, never ever would have thought.
I mean, You can go at night, so you can rest.
I mean, I just don't want to meet her. I'm sure she's great. If I could just not, and then, well, first things first, you got some materials over here. Could you hook up our homie with a steak here?
Are you? I'm not entirely sure who you were talking to when you said any of that, so give me some clarification.
I'm talking to the guy with the troubled past.
Right, you want him to give... Are you asking? Oh, you're asking him to give Lux a steak? Is that what you're asking for? Or
yeah, like 5 steaks.
Sure. He'll give Lux, like, a bandolier that has 5 steaks.
Nice.
She's like Buffy now.
Yes,
Oh,
and if you want, you could bandolier it, or because you're Lux, it'll probably work around your thigh, too, right? Because you're Lux.
Yes!
Yeah, she puts it on her thigh.
Yeah, alright, so you've got 5 wooden stakes around your thigh, which will work. You know that through, basically, since he gave you all the information you need to know, I will tell you that game mechanic-wise, a stake through the heart doesn't immediately kill a vampire. It,
Once we wear it down, then we stake it.
Yes. Let me get you what exactly it says.
Doesn't it, like, immobilize it?
It paralyzes them until it is removed. So if you can stake them through the heart, it doesn't kill them, but they're paralyzed, therefore they can't take it out. So it's a good way to allow you to finish the job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which is why he's got a repeating crossbow full of them. His hope to take her out of the air and drop her to the ground.
Okay, so are we going now?
I mean, either or, we're losing daytime.
Right. And then what's our plan here?
Pretend we're buddies with them until we find a good way to get at our target, I guess.
And what the other woman want us to do in the castle too?
Oh, she just wanted us to just basically screw
Yeah,
up her
she
plan.
wanted us to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Mm.
She
Okay.
wanted Resmir to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if we should fuck up the castle because it's not their castle technically, and we don't know if this giant is forced to go along with what they want or if they're doing it by choice. Because if I had a floating castle, I wouldn't want these butt faces all up in my stuff.
So in other words, our main focus is to kill this Resmir.
Yeah. She's not nice. Let's get rid of her.
That's perfect.
Okay, well, let me just hyperventilate for a minute and then we can head out.
Big thank you to Laura for this idea for this guy to now have him become a vampire slayer. Because honestly, if you didn't make that comment as I said that, you were basically going to not have that knowledge and have to face all of them alone. So
Okay, so we're pretending to be one of them. Are we pretending? We're pretending to be part of the cult?
Yeah.
And are we bringing stuff to them?
I mean, I mostly have pets, so I don't really have.
Or are we just like reporting in for duty, basically?
We could go under the guise of wanting to join, and that somebody told us that we could take the wyverns to go speak to somebody of authority.
And that's how we got the banner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then don't forget to greet them as Lux rolls her eyes.
Yes, I have all of these greetings written out. You gotta hold all 5 fingers out, and you can say, "All hail Tiamat," and "All shall rise."
No,
And
they
then-
shall rise.
That. Oh, really? I have
I-
all.
I wrote they.
Who
Who's
knows? We'll find
What?
out.
Let's avoid that one, and we can do.
No, that's just a response. It's a call and response. So if we say all hail Tiamat, they should respond with all or they shall rise.
Oh, okay. And then Tiamat, our mother and strength, is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And hail
Lex
Blagathis.
is like trying not to get.
Yes, and hail Blagathis.
And that's how we greet them?
He says to you that that those will those are past phrases
To
for
get into
safely
the castle.
entering the castle.
Yeah. The Tiamat, our mother in strength, and hail Blagathis are to get into the castle. When you actually like approach another cultist, you raise your 5 fingers up and you say hail Tiamat, and they respond.
Gotcha. Okay, everybody.
Do we group hug?
I don't know what you guys do.
I pull in the other guy. I pull in Gundolin too.
And he's just like, "Wah!" You pull him in, and he's just like,
I cry a little bit.
he's like, "Ah," and he sits there, and you see a like an inquisitive look, like this is the best we have. But you don't know. Roswin would never think that.
Remember, your feelings are your strength. Together we are stronger. And we're all shining bright like diamonds tonight, okay?
I don't feel anything anymore.
Sure, buddy.
Oh, I love it. They just, oh, it's too good.
Okay. Let's go meet some wyverns. Our buddies.
Okay, so you guys leave.
Wait. Before I leave, I put my hand on Gunderlin's shoulder and I say, may Lyra bring joy back to your life. I hope you find the revenge that you seek. And then I'll leave.
Okay. And as you leave, you hear like a from the crossbow cocking.
I know what he's gonna do, but also I felt like he's sad. I'm supposed to bring joy to people.
No, you're all is right in the eyes of Lyra at the moment. So, you guys head towards the stables. 2 big doors leading into a stable are sealed. The place looks shuttered.
Do we hear any creatures inside?
Make me a perception check.
Oh, I'm the worst. Don't make me roll things.
What too? I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Oh, hey.
I'm the worst! Natural 20.
Who would have thought?
I don't even need it. Never mind. I'm not
Yes, I
taking no bother.
hear 2 wyverns in there, approximately 10 feet tall, and they weigh about this much, and they're currently doing... You just know all that's going on in there. There are 2 wyverns.
Okay.
You can hear them very distinctly.
One's name is Henry, and the other is Penelope. You hear that?
Yep, you hear their names.
Wow.
I guess. Henry and Penelope the wyverns.
Apparently I speak
They're
wyvern
married.
now.
They're married.
They're married, yeah.
She's expecting.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
That's, you heard the baby. The baby egg, you heard.
I felt like I heard too much.
Now you're like, maybe I should not...
Perfect.
Don't listen this hard next time. Note to self.
Yeah, oof. I tried too hard. I'm like, okay, I think probably Roswin should go in first and maybe be nice to the animals. This
Right.
seems like a Roswin plan.
I cast guidance on myself.
Okay, fair.
Then I calmly enter the room, and I'm like, Tiamat's the best.
You enter the room and you exclaim, Tiamat's the best, to 2 wyverns.
Yep.
And nobody else.
Never know if they're a vampire.
You're right, it is boarded up in here. She could be here.
Okay. And I'm just going to like business as usual, pretend like I'm like, all right, this is normal, and just kind of pat one and be like, all right, we're ready to mount up to go to the castle.
Okay, you can see that they are currently not set up with like saddles and everything. The saddles are nearby.
Great, I've worn one of these before. I'm gonna try to start to saddle them up.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and make me an animal handling check.
Oh, okay. And guidance.
Yeah, you are able to successfully harness and saddle up both wyverns.
Nice. I hope we can be friends one day.
Maybe you can be. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just say that out loud because then it's more likely to happen.
Sure.
All right.
Do you say it out loud in any specific language?
Yeah, and Draconic, because that's probably what they speak, if they speak.
They don't speak. I was just checking.
Okay.
But they're like...
Everybody else speaks it anyway, so...
They're like, wow, wyvern.
And I'm like, oh, it's a costume. Okay.
Alright. Do you beckon the rest of the party inside?
Yep, I just say, be calm. They're like horsies, and you don't want to spook them.
Before I go inside, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself, just real quick.
Yeah, why
okay,
not?
a solid call. You now have mage armor. So you guys work your way inside. You see the two wyverns are ready to be ridden.
Okay, I think people with wings should go on either one, just in case somebody fall. Not that I can really, but I can at least maybe break your fall a little bit. I know that both of us aren't very strong, but
I think you should go with Mir, since you never know what'll happen. It's good to stay close to people you love.
oh, okay.
She wipes a tear from her eye. Come on, Lux. And I will sit in the front because I want her to hold on to me so I don't fly off behind them, even though I can fly, so it's not a big deal. But
Gotcha. Also, you feel safer.
yeah, she's just the best big spoon.
I mean, if there are spoons when riding a wyvern, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Right now there is.
Yeah, you're right.
I take out a spoon. I'm kidding.
The literalness of this. Crazy. Alright, so you guys have, I assume you have urged them towards the door to have them take off, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, you do so, and you, as soon as the wyverns hit the open air, their wings start flapping.
Oh wait, before
No, they don't.
I also wanted to say before I put the banner on my staff,
Okay, gotcha.
just so it's already out, so I'm not trying to like do it while we're flying, and it's like
Girl, you're
flying
like
in my
color guard now.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, you guys have the color. You're repping your color guard self here as you take off into the sky. When you guys are, as the wyverns start to lift off from the stables into the sky, Routhman, I'll just have you make it for everybody. Why don't you go ahead and make me another animal handling check?
Can I do guidance again?
Sure, of course you can.
15.
Okay, that's exactly what you needed. So,
Nice.
you are able to direct them in the direction you want them to go. Which is presumably to the castle, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you are going to fly up to the castle, towards the, let's see, to the main, actually, I guess you wouldn't, actually, no, you're up in the sky, and you can see you guys are kind of up, and you can circle around the castle if you wish. You can see that there is a lower drawbridge down to the ground. where would you guys like to go?
Well, can you see into like the grounds from above?
There is an upper courtyard that you can see into. There is some sort of like it's almost like if you want to think about like a floating iceberg, right, with like towers around the outside of it. So in the central is sort of the tip of the iceberg, if you will, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 different towers off the top, and then a massive main courtyard which stretches a fair amount on either side. Yeah, tall, slender towers and walls of ice enclose a windswept courtyard. So,
Are there people in the courtyard?
Yes, there are. You see, moving about the courtyard, 6 ogres walking around the courtyard.
Great. Great.
No.
So
I know.
they are
Let's just
practicing
send
their
Mira.
javelin hurling. You can see
She
that.
can assassinate.
There are there are targets, and the ogres are throwing javelins. Target practice.
Wonderful.
Well, I turn around on my Wyvern and head back to Parnast.
Head back to Greece. Goodbye.
Bye. Good luck, everybody.
So other than the courtyard, does it really seem like there's any place to land?
That is what I'm looking to see if there is a specific.
Or are we just so extra that we got on these wyverns even though the drawbridge is down?
I mean, that is a thing
you go.
That is a thing that you guys did. There is a drawbridge you could have just walked right up. Or
we
rode.
Extra.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's not like the castle flew away and you needed to chase it down. It's parked, so that's fine.
But aren't you guys glad we had this experience?
Everyone said wyverns, so I thought we had to use the wyverns to get into the castle.
Let's see if there's anything else that I can
Make up.
Yeah, basically. So
Oh God.
let's see. What do we got here as far as in the
Maybe
courtyard?
we go back, land the
Turn back.
wyverns, and then go walk in the drawbridge now that we've gotten the lay of the land.
Oh.
I was like, wouldn't they be like another place to put the wyverns up too? Like on the other side?
You will see,
Like
I
car
guess.
parts or carports?
You don't see, because it doesn't. You would have thought that there would have been a specific area.
Like a roof or something.
I'm gonna say there is, because I don't see a specific area that's dedicated to the wyverns. But then it also says that there's a spot. Like, this is where people land the wyverns, but it doesn't be like, this is the place where they do that. It's just like, they do that here, somewhere. Pick a place. That can be the wyvern place.
All we wanted was to blend in.
We will never blend in. It's not gonna happen.
So, yeah, let's say that. There's a place you guys can land the wyverns. You'll give me a somebody give me a perception check, I guess.
13.
Roswin, you're like, I think we can land these things anywhere. And Mir's like, yep, sounds good.
Hold on.
Get in here, Luck. Save us.
Lux, you're like, yeah, maybe. Is Odella gonna make one too, just for the hell of it? Hey,
Thank
look at
God.
you with the perception.
Yeah, I'm so bad at perception.
I am. Last game I was crap.
Okay, so basically you guys can kind of see with a combination of Lux and Odella that there seems to sort of be, like, you see some, like, very, almost so small as if they didn't exist, but they do, hitching posts for wyverns and like a small kind of like sand-ish area amongst all of the snow and ice, where you're like, oh, we could probably land there. That sounds reasonable. Let's go there.
Okay, let's make our extra entrance. So before we land, I will announce ourselves, I guess, and say the passphrase, even though it seems real extra right now, and I don't know if it's a bad idea.
A banner billowing in the wind behind us as we descend on 2 wyverns. No, that's not extra at all.
Yeah, where they could just easily use workhorses to cart the things up the drawbridge.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Leon, I don't even know how to do this anymore. Broken.
Someone else
Be
save
no
the
more.
world. We're outie. Oh my god. All right,
For shits and giggles. Be like,
ladies.
Tiamat, our mother in strength, and land down the section where it's got a place for wyvern.
I druid craft some flowers to billow out behind them. I'm kidding. And then also the glitter that I carry in my pocket.
Right, sure.
The salt. You just use the salt. It's sparkling.
Yeah, you make it so everybody who's looking up is like, ah!
God, what is even happening?
Oh my god. Guys, we wanted to be so professional with this last bit and like roll it out and be badasses, and here we fucking are.
So clearly,
Oh god.
the ogres see you coming. That is definitely, regardless of their 9 roll,
Hey,
they're
everybody look fancy.
they're
That's
like,
gonna-
oh shit, that's a big spectacle. Look at that. So you guys land your wyverns
I'll
in.
set off some prestidigitations. No, I'm just kidding.
Sure, why not?
I
Go big or go home.
I poof up my poof sleeves even more.
Oh, that's right. You still have the poof sleeves on.
Yep.
Yes.
So you see the 6 ogres like come hustling over to you, with seemingly perplexed looks on their ogre faces. Although you're not sure if they are perplexed at this situation or just generally confused. As the 6 ogres trundle over to you, they look down at you as you are clearly something to behold as you hitch the wyverns, at which point you notice that there are other wyvern hitches, but you don't see any other wyverns, and you don't see anybody else riding wyverns in the sky. So, you know, that happens. And they come over to you and they say, "Hey, what'd you do here?"
We are. Excuse me. I need to speak to your manager. I feel like you're not the right person to be talking to me right now. We're very important. I'd like to speak to your manager.
Make me a deception check, please.
Oh God, please.
Oh my god. Roll still.
Hey, you never know, man. These guys could be extra special Black Ops ogres. You don't know. Besides, sometimes people are so dumb you can't deceive them, which is a thing that I'm saying now. And he says, "Seems out of place, but fine. We take you to Blagathus." And they kind of circle around you with javelins, and they not pointing at you, but they still have them with them, and they begin to escort you somewhere.
Okay.
So they will take you.
As they escort us, I start looking around for things.
What are you
subtly? Just trying to get a lay of the land, kind of figure out what's going. Like, if we see any of the cult, because these don't seem like cult people.
Okay. Basically, they're gonna take you to. You walk around. Let me see if this map I can give you sort of any amount of layout without providing too much information. So let's go ahead and bring you guys onto this wonderful solid black map where you can't see anything.
Wow.
Yes.
It's
very helpful.
It is, right? So let's see if I can't reveal to you guys some stuff. So we'll say you landed here. Right? You guys can kind of see here's some outside edges of this place.
Oh, I was like, where? I had to scroll out a lot.
You guys are brought around. Basically, I'm going to show you parts of it because there's like so much shit that you can kind of see. Anyway, let me go ahead and adjust this so that people in the chat can actually see what I'm talking about here.
Oh.
I guess
My heart is pounding really fast. I'm just waiting for us to fuck this up.
No, we're gonna get the cloud giant on our side. It'll be great. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, sure. Let's say that happens.
Hail Blagathus. He's
Blagathus.
We'll make up a wonderful song. It'll be like, Blagathus, you're the coolest storm giant in the world. Or cloud giant, right? Yeah.
You better hope you figure that part out, because that's a little bit of a contentious issue in giant kind. Is the
I might
type?
have to do that. I might have to do the same thing I did earlier. I'm like, sorry, she's a little racist.
Yeah, I don't know if that fixes everything. Every time.
Not all giants are the same, you know?
Did not have my
Hashtag not all giants.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting the chat so they can actually see. So he's basically going to take you to this, basically the top corner to this tower that you guys can kind of make out.
I see.
In the top, basically top right of this place.
With the big arrow.
Yeah, there's like a ballista situation there. So, he will take you into this tower. And... Oh, yeah, well, it's hard because you just can't give away stuff. Because this map is a disaster. So, this...
You don't say.
Yeah, I do say. This 70-foot tall tower has a parapet roof, 2 unlocked doors at ground level, and no windows.
No windows.
Correct, no windows. So the ogres take you, as you get closer to the rooftop area, you see there are another 3 ogres here standing watch outside the tower, which you passed. Past the ballista, they're kind of guarding that ballista, and then you will head downstairs.
While we're walking,
yes.
Can I do any sort of knowledge check to see what I know about cloud giants?
You can certainly try.
Okay. What would you like me to roll?
History. I guess. $15. Okay. So cloud giants are in the upper tier of giant culture. Giants have a very strict caste system, with storm giants on the top and hill giants on the bottom, and other ones sprinkled in between. Cloud giants aren't usually overly fans of conflict, but they are indeed powerful and can strike pretty nasty blows if it comes to that. You also know that giants do not like dragons. That is an age-old rivalry between the two.
Nice.
So, what you're saying is there's a chance.
For a normal party, maybe. For the Belladonnas, a strong possibly.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna say something else.
I guess I can show you guys sort of this, right? Because this is the top. If you scroll down, that's sort of the top level that you guys see, where you kind of came in. So you guys would have sort of come in, like, right about here on this, if you scroll down a bit. Right about here. This is... I can't scroll down because then it shows all the inner workings of the thing. But you guys are in this parapeted tower on the right side.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So... he takes you from the top outside floor where 3 additional ogres stand guard by a ballista. You realize potentially another issue were you to assault from the sky at night.
Right.
Or during the day. Or really, any time that seemed too much out of place, you would have been ballista bolts launched at you. But perhaps it was the waving banner... Or perhaps it was just so weird they didn't know what to do that they just allowed you guys to land.
Wait, Ted, are you saying that they would have gone ballistic on us?
So the giants, the ogres turn that and they just fucking fire. They're like, pun's too intelligent. And they launch the ballista at Rosalind.
Dead.
Yeah, basically. Well, maybe not. They could miss. That is an option. It does an attack roll. But anyway. So you guys descend from the upper floor, the tower rooftop to the upper floor. So, yeah, I guess that would make the most sense, right? Oh, nope. I'm sorry. You guys saw that. Let's say you saw that flying in. Because I realized that the tower doesn't go below.
I was going to say, that's a weird tower.
Yeah, my mistake, because the way the maps are laid out, it doesn't really show you that. So, you guys saw that on your way in, let's say.
Gotcha.
And then you guys go in. A silver chime attached to the inside of the door rings as you enter the tower, alerting everyone in the tower that someone has entered.
Oh, it's
A
beautiful.
staircase hugs the interior wall of this chamber, leading up to a landing with a door. The room itself contains sturdy wood-carved furnishings of giant proportions, including a table surrounded by 4 chairs. The walls are sculpted with ice murals depicting an army of hill, frost, fire, stone, and cloud giants. There are another 4 ogres guarding this lower level. They wear fancy plumed helmets to signify they are members of some sort of elite guard. At which point, the 6 that are escorting you... Those guys kind of stand up, like, at the ready, and they're like, no, they here to see Blagathis. And they lead you up the stairs. So, you guys, the room you enter into, the walls of this room are sculpted with icy murals depicting cloud giants riding giant birds. An enormous bed with a headboard of ice sculpted to resemble clouds dominates the room. Bear furs are heaped upon the bed, and 2 large wooden chests rests at the bed's foot. A blue-skinned giant sits on the floor with his legs crossed, while 2 ogres comb his snowy white hair. The giant's hulking morning star leans against the bed within arm's reach. So, you see him, like, crack as he's sitting there, like, arms out, just letting the ogres brush his long, flowing hair. He sort of cracks an eye open and sees this spectacle, and kind of just like, and they stop with the comb, and he's like, well, finish, and they in his hair, and then they sort of back up, and he stretches and stands to his full height, which is around like 22 to 25 feet tall. You're not exactly sure, but the rooms are all giantly proportioned, so it's hard to see. And he sort of just like slowly saunters over, and he seems not at all worried that you guys are here.
Why would he be?
And then he goes and he sits on the edge of his bed, again, Morning Star, easily within arm's reach, and looks down at the four of you surrounded by ogres. At which point he tells those 6 ogres to leave him. And the other 2 go to start leaving, and he says, "No, not yet. We're not done. There's still another 200 brushstrokes required." And they're just like, okay, and they just sort of like meekly sit in the corner.
This is my sort of man.
Um,
I feel like I connect with him on a deep
I
level.
think you have a new boyfriend.
So he looks at you, and he sees like the banner. I assume you brought that with you
Yeah, it's kind of attached to
your staff.
my staff.
Does he have? Oh, he does have his own stats. Okay. Oh yeah, he's real smart. So he looks at you and he goes, "What are you guys doing here? You're not supposed to be here. Who are you trying to kid? I've never seen you before in my life. No one warned me of this. What's going on?"
I push Odella forward.
Can I insight check him real quick first?
Sure.
What are you checking?
Yeah,
I'm
what are you
trying to
checking
see
for?
if he means what are we doing here, as in like are we doing here as as cultists, or what are we doing here like are you guys are not cultists? Just making sure I understand this correctly.
It's hard to tell. You've never really encountered a giant before. Also, he's very big, and it's a little unsettling, so it's hard to kind of really be like, "Hey, guy, what are you up to? Oh, man, did we get... Oh, raiders from Allison Howell over there. That's awesome. Hello. Welcome, raiders. We got a 27 raiders coming over here from the looks of it.
Go Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, guys and gals?
Now let's not die in this moment.
Oh god. Oh great, now I have to talk to a cloud giant. It's cool, it's cool.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, it's hard to really get a read on this guy because he's looming over you, and he's just like, you get the feeling he could very easily just like step on you, and that could be the end.
And the only 2 ogres are left are the ones that were brushing his hair, right?
Correct. I mean, they are still ogres, so like they could potentially do some damage just with their physical prowess.
I'm just saying that.
Yes, that is it.
Basically his inner circle that's here.
That's
right
what it
now.
seems to be, yes.
Okay. Okay. Hail Blagathus.
And he says, "Ha ha! Yes, hail me indeed."
So, I'm just going to say, it seems like you've got a bit of a dragon problem in your castle.
He says, "More than you know, I'm sure."
Well, maybe we could help each other out. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about what you know, and we can maybe get rid of that problem for you.
He says, "You are but 4 small adventurers to take on a white dragon, but if you say you will, then by all means."
Wait. There's a whole white dragon in here.
And he just chuckles. "Ha ha 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 ha! Oh, you're serious?" "Yes. There's Glaziel, the cloud chaser, dwells beneath this ice mound outside. Her lair is at the base of this castle. You said you knew of a dragon problem."
I thought more like tiny people dragons that really like dragons, but you have a whole
Says
dragon.
they like a dragon. She is here. He says, "I hate dragons."
So, remind me, we got vampire, dragon. Okay.
Let's go home.
He says, "I have no quarrel with you small folk. And yes, he says, giant kind has grown too soft. And thrashing some dragons would be good for giant kind. But, Alas, I am just one giant. I've been gathering my own forces in the north to war against these dragons when the time comes, but it is slow going.
Well, maybe we can't help you with that dragon problem right at this moment, but there is another half dragon that may be around.
Yes, Resmir. She is here. She has been the orchestrator of most of this.
Maybe we can take care of her for you.
He says that would be ideal, but also, how do we deal with... We should also get rid of this. If you're here and taking out dragons, you should probably also get rid of the dragon.
Do we know anything about this white dragon? I think Talus told us stuff about the white dragon before. I didn't realize
She told you about a white dragon worm speaker. You never
No, but-
asked... she never said anything about a specific white dragon.
Somebody said that there's like been a white dragon hanging around the area.
Did they?
Am I
No.
playing a different campaign again?
I think you might be. You heard of black dragons and you saw them with the telescope thing.
We saw the twin dragons.
Yes. You saw that.
Okay, never mind. strike
So
that
he
from-
says, we have been transporting vast amounts of treasure to the Well of Dragons. The cult is gathering forces there, assuming a hoard in anticipation of Tiamat's arrival.
We don't want that.
Yeah,
No.
we would like to stop that from happening.
Well, so would I.
Oh,
The rise
Right,
of
that's
Tiamat
right.
and the threat of a dragon empire shall hopefully cause the giants to unite as one people to beat back our ancient foes. But it is again slow going to convince them that one, this is happening, and two, to join up for a cause of which they don't actually believe is happening and has never happened as long as we can remember.
so guys, how do we get rid of a white dragon?
He says kill it is probably a good way to do it.
I would agree with that. That
Without
sounds
cold damage, preferably.
cold.
Because it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we knew that.
Listen, we might be small, but we know about damage resist. Well, I know about damage resist.
We've killed the dragon before.
We have killed a
Have we?
dragon before. Yeah.
He says you
agreed.
have! Ha ha ha! What kind?
Green.
Goes, do you have any trophies from your kill?
Yes,
Do you?
I do. I kept a claw for myself for a necklace.
Okay. Do you take out the claw to show him? He says, show me!
What's this?
It's like smaller, young dragon claw, and he goes, I might crush it, but it looks formidable! Ha ha ha!
Yeah. I go to like high five him, but then I'm like, he's way too big.
He's like, don't do that.
Smack you into the ground.
Pull it back. Yeah. You didn't stand a chance.
He says, good! Experienced dragon slayers to take care of my white dragon problem. That's what I like to see.
Mm-hmm.
How old is the dragon?
How old, you say? If one were to quantify ages, I would say adult.
Okay. Okay. We could do this, guys.
Are we psyching ourselves up? Like, yeah,
I
Hey,
should. I
guys.
don't know. You guys do you.
let's do it.
I'm like, yeah. Why not? Just one and done. You know. Whatever. Right.
He says, sure, is that all you need to know from me?
Or is this that one dragon thing in here?
Sorry, say that again?
Lux is like really doesn't even want to say her name.
Ah,
The one
okay.
that's floating around here. Where's she living?
Oh, you mean the vampire. Yes or no?
You know what? Her, sure. Why is there a vampire in your home?
Well, again, not by my choice.
Were you talking about Resmir? Where's Resmir?
That's...
Yeah, you know what? Vampire might as well.
Well, that's fine. He says, there's a crumbling tower. You passed it, presumably, if you came from the outside. She resides there during the day and surveys the area outside the castle at night. I recommend you don't be there when she's around, as she is much less likely to sit for conversation, as she can extract what she needs from you via charming, and then extract what else she needs from you via her teeth. And it goes like this.
Blagathus, you seem like a stand-up fellow.
And I really like your hair.
It is. I mean, I really need to find out how to get people to comb my hair, because I feel like I've just been missing out all these years. And
I don't have a picture of him without his helmet on, but you can kind of see that that's some serious, like, big white mane he's got going on.
Glorious.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Gorgeous.
So,
So,
and he says, Resmir resides in one of the lower courtyard. He says, the dragon resides in the tunnels beneath the mountain. The dragon has access to there's tunnels all throughout that lead, exits below and up on the level you came in on and down out the bottom of the castle. So, be wary of that. And he says, somewhere in the lower courtyard resides Resmir and her wizards.
How many wizards?
2 red wizards of Thay.
Cool.
I love slowly watching the party just like fall apart as they hear more and more of who is here.
Mm-hmm.
seems like it's a party that we didn't want to be invited to.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, there's a vampire. All right. And some cultists. Oh, there's a lot of ogres here now. Oh, and a dragon. Oh, and 2 red wizards. Great. 4 of us. We got this.
So, Blagathus.
Yes.
Okay, we really want to take care of this dragon for you.
Great.
And like I said, we've killed dragon before.
Even better.
Thing is, Resmir's gonna stop us. So is there
Take her out
any way
first.
that you could maybe help us out with that part?
He goes, that seems like a quarrel for small folk. But perhaps. Let me see. He says, well... the stables are on the second floor. That makes no sense. We found him.
It was on the next page? Oh, cool.
Well, it's not on the top floor. It's on the second floor.
That's weird.
Which is fine, because that actually... I guess it's not really a second floor, because, like, it has... I guess there's an exit to the outside, so I guess it's, like, where you fly them in. But this probably works better for you guys, rather than having to work your way through to then find him. So this works out better in your favor, let's say. He says she's got... Resmir has forces here. She has at least 10... Oh, nope, there's
I've stopped taking notes because I'm like, we're just gonna die, guys. It's fine. We're gonna die.
She has at least... let's count the number of cultists here real quick. It looks like it might only be 10. That seems way too low. Not that I'm trying to
Murder us?
murder
Okay.
you.
I think so. It's okay.
But he's gonna say at least 10 cultists at any one point. Although I believe there's 40 kobolds.
No. Where are those kobolds?
The kitchen, I believe, and the servants' barracks, which is outside. And he'll, like, point in a direction. And you saw some buildings outside, so you can kind of guess One of them was open to the air, which you assume was the ogre quarter, which I'll now reveal to you, which is here. And then, yeah, so, and then the servants' quarters, which is another area, which you pass by several other doors, so, yeah.
Well, so is it determined that he's going to help us at all or no? Other than give us information?
He says, "What is your plan? How is this going to all go down? Instruct me on your plan, great dragon slayers."
Guys, how are we going to kill this dragon?
Well,
Do you assault now? Do you assault at night, in the morning? What is your plan?
We should go now.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with the vampire, and I feel like we're going to have
trouble.
I feel like, yeah.
I just think that we need to. It's always important to charge forth in a way that we don't get a million people attacking us at once, particularly kobolds, because that can get ugly. And
How big's the kitchen?
Oh, it's made for giants, so
Oh.
it's about... This is a cloud giant castle, after all.
Nope, that makes sense.
It is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. About 50 feet by 50 feet.
Oh,
Is there
fireball
both,
size.
is there both entrance and exit?
To the kitchen,
Yes.
there is two separate entrances, or one entrance and one exit to the kitchen, or at least two doors to the kitchen.
I can always barricade him.
He says, "Oh, I should warn you that I also have two stone giant guests here as well."
Is there anything you can give us so that they know that we're with you and not with them?
Let's see. Well, so let me tell you how it is. They're my guests.
Down Indian style.
Yeah, everybody bring it in.
I love this guy.
It says,
I like
So-
dust off a little seat and then take a seat as
so
well.
they're my guests. However, they're worried that my attempts to incite action from the giants will cause a war, this will provoke the dragons into open war with devastating consequences. So they have come here basically to help me repair my castle. So they are stone giants. These are more divination types as well. They're looking to see if they can't find out the ultimate outcome of our alliance and what our inner workings with the cult of the dragon. He says, "If I'm being totally honest with you, they're kind of dicks. As a favor to me, if you could not kill them, that would be great. But if you have to, I won't say, I can look the other way.
Is
They
there a
are
way-
beneath us cloud giants."
Is there a way to avoid them?
Yes. Don't go in the guest chambers on the second floor.
Good to know.
Perfect.
Thank you.
He says, "It's next to where Resmir's staying. Don't go in there." I mean, you go where Resmir's staying. She's downstairs.
I was gonna say, like, why shouldn't we
Kill
go
the hell
into
out of her.
No, kill her, but leave those guys alone. Unless, like, you have to, then you can kill them, I guess.
Which brings up, do you have like a map of your castle?
He says, "You'd think I could draw you one, but no, I don't really have a map. Because I live here. Do you have a map of your house?
I mean,
Probably
my house
not.
is One
I
room.
don't have a house.
So then you don't have a map of it either, then, is what you're telling me."
The world is my map, so.
Also, I was just thinking if he drew us a map, it'd be like so big, we'd be like, okay, guys.
It's like, I do not have the dexterity for your little paper. He like put out like a piece of paper, and his like pencil is the size of the paper.
The pencil's the size of me.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh.
So he'll tell you. He says, "Let me give you the best quick layout I can give you with verbal descriptions."
Okay, I'll take out my paper and writing utensil and try to draw it out.
Okay. He tells you, "We are on the upper courtyard. There is a lower courtyard." You can see that out. You guys saw that when you flew in. He says, "Up here, there is my tower. Next door is the cloud. That's a guest chamber for other cloud giants. As far as I know, it's empty. And there are 3 other sets of guest chambers across the other side of this upper floor. There is the servant barracks next to those chambers, which I believe house another 20 kobolds. There's the ogre barracks, you can see because it's full of ogres and it smells bad." And he looks to the 2, like, ladies who've been brushing. He's like, "No offense." And they're like, hee hee. Because ogres are, like, they're not even on the giant hierarchy. They're, like, even lower than that. So this is, like, the fact that they're in the service of a cloud giant.
They're like...
Yeah, that's pretty... That's like as good as you're gonna get.
The sweetest gig.
He says, "Across the way is the steering tower. That is where the controls are for the castle. Only a cloud giant can operate it." He says it's very complicated, the control scheme.
I just imagine a TARDIS. That's what I'm imagining.
Pretty much. That is a pretty good description. It's just, if you were to go in there, it's just a ton of buttons made out of gemstones. Like, just everywhere.
Little doodads that were and stuff, and you're like, I don't know what that does.
Yeah. He says, "Don't go." He says, "There's really no reason for you to go in there. Also, I'd rather you didn't, as it's a little bit of a spiritual place for me. My wife's spirit is what powers the castle, and her spirit is contained within the steering tower."
I feel like you just made that up. Just
No, that's actually in the game.
what?
Yes.
Aww.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Esclerota, his wife.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like Clarota.
It
from
sounds
Persona.
awful lot like it, yes. There's a whole thing where if you try to strip out or try to control it, she crashes the thing, and if you steal all the gemstones, it's like a fortune, but then
Not
her
worse,
spirit
man.
gets banished, like, all that stuff.
Hella alignment change if you do that
That's
shit.
Yeah, there's a whole long tragic
He
backstory.
seems so nice. He
I
seems
know, I
like
love
the
him.
Ghost of Christmas Present from Muppet Christmas Carol, and I'm just down for it.
Let's just live with him.
Well, first we gotta get rid of a dragon.
Let's live with him after that.
He says there is a tower of pale blue ice outside. He says that is basically a watchtower. He says the crumbling tower you saw on your way in, that houses the vampire.
What about the ogres?
He says they will listen to me. At least I believe they will. They should. They're here under my employ.
So leave them alone, then they'll leave us alone?
For the most part. I will see if I can rally... I can't promise they'll fight. On behalf... They'll defend themselves for sure. Perhaps I can rally them to your cause. To help keep things at bay. He says
Yay.
also, if you go by the kitchen and you see a roost for a griffin, that's my pet. Don't kill it.
Oh, what's his
we
name?
never kill it.
His
Pet
name
it and give it a treat.
is Stanley.
What a noble sounding creature. If
Yes.
anything, I will befriend Stanley. Stanley, I'm writing this note down. Majestic Griffin.
Good old Stanley, the majestic griffin.
I can't believe the book didn't give you a name.
It doesn't. Of all of that,
Griffin.
I have names for pretty much every other useless thing you could think of. But not his griffin pet. It just says it's his pet. Oh, and he says also, there's, like, if you exit directly out, you'll see an alcove with a door. That's my wife's tomb. I would appreciate it if you didn't enter.
Noted. We will steer clear and respect.
Can I leave flowers at the door?
He says that would be appropriate.
Okay, I will do that. What was her favorite?
Let's see, what did she like?
The cloud ones?
Just like the dandelions that look like little poof.
Sure, let's say, for the purposes
giant ones.
of this.
Yeah, the big ones that you see sometimes.
Yeah, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kid size.
Heck yeah. I can only make little ones, but you know what?
He goes, I think it's the thought that counts in these scenarios, I guess.
You're right.
Sure.
Okay.
I
I start druid crafting and just like start making as many as possible.
So he says, if the opportunity arises and things are not too hectic, I do not know where you will face the dragon, although its lair is too big for me to enter.
Big?
I'm sorry, too small, rather.
Oh, I
For
was
me to
like,
enter.
How is it
what
too
does
big?
that
for you
My
to
mistake.
enter?
It is
My
a series...
brain just
Yeah, no, sorry. It is a series of tunnels that leads to an area below, but I cannot fit through these tunnels.
went,
So if you were to assault it, and you were able to egg it to the surface, perhaps I could aid you in destroying this creature, but I can't guarantee that it will do so. Also, freeing me and my home of these cultist scum is thanks enough, so anything you find in the dragon's hoard, you're welcome to.
That's awfully nice.
very nice. Very generous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you're the dragon slayer, so you know that dragon hordes are a thing. So
Last time, it came to life.
he goes, well, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, I was spooked. I was pretty spooked, but we got rid of that too, because we're pretty tough.
He goes, well, white dragons tend to put theirs under ice, so I doubt that will happen.
Oh, well, that's maybe one good thing about white dragons.
I guess that's the only good thing about white dragons.
Maybe.
I mean, sure. So anyway, your plan is to attack now? You're just gonna go downstairs, whatever you have ablazing?
I mean, if we could get
Is there a signal that I should look for? Like, okay. Can you amplify that a bit, maybe?
Hold on 1 second.
I can make it more realistic.
He's like, great. Work with me here.
Well, nope.
He goes, cool. That's
Um,
great.
So, but wait, are you sending anybody to
Wait.
help us?
Roswin.
Somebody.
Who's that?
Blagathus.
It's one of the lovely ladies brushing the hair. Her name's Katie.
Sorry, Katie. I meant Roswin. Don't you have an owl that can send a message? Or deliver? Oh no, it gets a newspaper for you.
yeah, it gets the Daily Prophet. Like,
I
that's what the
forgot.
owl does.
He's a homing owl, though. I can send him to a particular location that I indicate to him.
Oh wait, I have a fucking dragon.
Hi, Pie
Remember this guy that's
Yep,
here?
remember right here? Oh
Yep.
god, I'm such a bad player. Yeah, we can send Pycot with basically a signal.
He says, so look for a little dragon
I'm doing-
to answer the issue with a big dragon.
Yeah.
Seems poetic or something.
I'll probably put a naked lady image in your head if that makes you any happier.
Wait, what?
You still don't believe me, man. I'm telling you.
Pyga is a precious angel. I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Something. He sure is something.
Yeah,
I look
he
at
is.
Pyga and I'm like,
So, so then we have an accord. You won't mess with my wife's tomb or my control room or steal any of my stuff,
Or your guests, if possible.
if possible. And like, I mean, the ogres are ogres. Again, ladies, no offense. But it's more like tea.
oh, it is.
But they mean well, so try not to harm them if possible, because again, the less harm you do to them, the more chance I have of rallying them to your cause.
For the big dragon at the end.
I mean, they probably won't fight that because they're afraid of that. So I will help if possible, but again,
Okay.
I can't
so
provide aid
for
if it is.
Rezmir, then.
I cannot provide you aid for the fight against the white dragon unless you are to get it out to the courtyard area where I can use my mighty morning star. And you see him gesture at the like double to almost triple your size metal weapon that lies next to his bed.
Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better about this.
He says,
Yeah, I think I might not throw up.
So are we doing the dragon signal for Rezmir, or are we doing the dragon signal for the big dragon? Because I assume you'll see a giant dragon come out if
well,
you manage to coax it up.
that is a thing, yes. What else? Just as a general rule, just to give you guys some heads up, pretty much the ceilings are about 30 feet high in most places. Doors are about 20 feet high, 8 feet wide. Handles are about 10 feet above the floor, just to give you some general layouts for the majority of the places. He says, as far as Rezmir's chambers, they are relatively small compared to most of the other rooms. So unfortunately, in dealing with her, I don't think I will be able to actually enter into the room with the four of you. So that seems like a task that you'll have to deal with on your own.
What about the kobolds?
The kobolds, I mean, they're kobolds. That's below me.
I have a question
Sure,
that I just remembered.
sure.
So we heard that Rezmir has 2 magic items.
Yes.
One's a sword that can just like chop you right up. And then, did you know what the other one was?
Yes, she talks about it often. It is a black dragon mask. I do not know its powers, but they are supposedly quite significant. I hear that all of these worm speakers have one.
Okay. Does she ever take it off?
I haven't actually seen her wear it.
Okay. Noted. Where is she in her quarters right now? Because when we came, there was like no wyverns at all.
That's because they're in the stables. Down a level that I didn't realize about.
Makes sense.
So are we like double parked right now, or
He's like, if
We're
you're
not gonna
going...
get a ticket, are we?
He says, probably not. It's either you win or you die. That's pretty much how I see this going.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So he says, there are kobolds down in the kitchen preparing food. They are kobolds, so perhaps you can either summarily deal with them or convince them otherwise. I don't know. And there are 20 outside in the servants' quarters. Yes.
How many in the kitchen? Wait, sorry.
20.
So 20 and 20?
20 and 20. Yes.
Well, if we can block the ones in the kitchen.
He says the ones up on this level seem to there is only one exit. Oh nope, there's 2 exits. Never mind.
If
Yeah,
we,
can-
But
Can
they
we
are.
barricade then?
Say again.
Can we barricade the
You can try, sure.
kitchens?
You can go. I mean, you can try for both if
I
you'd
mean,
like.
if there's 20 of them though, and they're all trying to get out, it's not gonna last long.
That's true. The kitchen is 50 by 50, which
Yes.
seems like a perfect fireball
And
situation.
the servants' quarters are 15 by 50. 15 wide, 50 long.
I mean, I kind of hate kobolds. All that I've met, at least. Nothing good has happened when they're around. And if something happens and they do get out, it's just going to be bad news. If
Mhm.
they're not all in one contained space, it's not going to be easy to crowd control.
well, we can take care of them.
Yeah, let's just, just a little pop. Just a little pop of fireball, and just roast them up and get them out of the picture.
Okay.
Okay. So he says, I shall wait. I shall do my best to discuss with my ogre companions. In the meantime, you shall deal with what you can, and I will hopefully see you on the deck for a glorious battle to destroy the dragon which is housed beneath my home.
Yeah! Put my fist in the air.
Says, sounds good.
Okay.
Good luck, small
Nobody
folk.
else yadd with me, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's too late. It's too late.
Sorry.
Let's go. I got my hands full at this point of just like a bazillion of those
Dandelions.
flowers.
Sure.
I'm like, let's drop these off first because we got to be respectful of a lady's house, and then
Is
we'll.
it on the way?
Yeah, it's sort of.
Oh, okay.
It's like directly out of the chamber you're in is the entrance to the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys can, let's see. Basically, yeah. If you see on your map that little alcove there, that's sort of the tomb.
This one?
Nope.
Hey.
This one. Oops, that's not gonna work.
During that time, the whole
This one?
conversation,
Yeah.
Lux will actually put on some war paint.
Oh man, here we
Oh.
go.
Girl. She means bidnass.
Oh yeah.
So,
I am not going to waste war paint this time.
fair. So this is kind of a little bit of the layout of what you can see. I can give you that's the entrance to the tomb. There you go. That's pretty good, I think.
Okay. I will leave the flowers there and tie them up with the vines so they don't scatter everywhere.
I was gonna say for you to take all the time doing it, so I didn't want to be like, and you walk outside on the top of a floating castle and they all fly away.
It'd be beautiful. What a memorial.
I guess so. So anyway.
That would be so funny though. Oh.
And then this is your. There you go. So now you guys have left. What are you going to deal with at the moment? Yes,
Kobolds first.
Okay, there are kobolds up here. Was that part of the plan to go there first?
Right?
Okay.
Mhm.
So over kind of the room with all the beds to the left there,
Mm-hmm.
that is the servants' quarters where the kobolds are housed. The others are just guest rooms.
But not the guest rooms.
No. These are different guest rooms. The ones you're talking about are downstairs.
Okay.
So
So
you guys make your way over to. I guess I should drop you onto the map, huh? Just so you guys can have your tokens here, even though they're going to be not even close to the right size.
We're big and beautiful, ladies.
Because I had not taken the time to scale this accordingly.
Oh god,
Because-
Liz is so tired. She's got her glasses on.
I know. So see all those tiny little squares? Each one of those is 5 feet to give you a frame of
gotta
reference.
figure.
But as
We're
you can...
giants now too.
All right. So, anyway, you guys can see. So you go over towards the kobold entrance. There, the quarters. You hear the sounds of movement from the inside.
Okay.
What do you do?
Somebody block the other door. They
I
can't
think that's
get out of the way.
Deluxe's job.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. Is the door open or closed?
Currently closed.
Okay, cool. Then I will post myself right there.
All right, you are posted up by that door. And what is your plan, Odella? Because it sounds like you're doing the move here.
Yeah, and then somebody else get ready in case for some reason they don't die.
I'm ready.
And then I'm just gonna open the door and fireball right in the middle of the room.
Okay, go ahead and roll me your fireball damage. I feel like I'm having a flashback to, like, in case they don't die.
We don't talk about that, Ted.
Let's see. So, half damage is 13. So even if they all save, they still can't survive.
Okay, that's exactly what I wanted.
So, you peek in the room. Ting, pow, explosion. It is open to the air. Maybe it's really hard to tell because they don't distinguish. That's the problem. Like, you see the tower has a rooftop.
Oh.
I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They're all dead.
Okay.
You open the door after you hear, like, the screams subside. The momentary scream. And you look, and it just smells of charred scales and burnt kobold. As well as, you know, all the beds and everything that are in here are ablaze.
Okay.
If
Anything good?
They have no treasure.
Gotcha.
Is what the book says.
Moving to the next one.
Information, possibly. Treasure, no. So, where do you guys want to go? You can see that there is the staircase. There's that spiral staircase in the middle.
It's where like the second kobolds are at, too. Is that where we're going?
Yeah, that is down. That would be downstairs into the lower courtyard.
Okay.
So... okay, you guys, which one are you gonna go? Actually, it doesn't. God, I freaking hate these maps. It's like there's that. You see that staircase? Oh, okay, I get it now. That's a staircase to get up onto the wall. The one on the bottom, right?
Oh, okay.
That's to get up onto that outer blue wall.
Like the barricade.
Yeah,
wall.
you guys want that spiral staircase in the middle.
Gotcha.
That will take you guys down, and we're gonna go all the way to the bottom now. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the map, as you can see see what I'm saying about how stupid this map is, because it's everything all on one page.
Yeah, I'm with you now. Fuck this map.
Yup. So I'm just trying to reveal some stuff for you guys.
Rooms are so fucking big.
Okay, now let's go and get it so that the chat can see. Here we go. So, you guys are now down here on the lower courtyard. And this is what you guys see. So, where would you guys like to go?
Can we look around, make sure that there's no surprises over here?
Sure. Where would... Oh, let me pull you guys down from up here. Just in case you guys...
Because...
Oops.
Oh.
I meant to do that.
Yep.
Nope, meant to do that too.
Okay.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, right. That's why. Anyway.
Do we approximately know what rooms are what in here based on his description?
I've got my hand-drawn map.
Okay, right. I never personally told you where things were, but that didn't mean he didn't. So, I'll pull you guys down here. He will tell you, or he would have told you, that on the lower level, There's a large, massive open courtyard, which you guys can clearly see. In the back left, or the back top left, if you will, if you're looking at this from top down, because he assumes that's how you look at all of the layouts.
Sure.
Are the stables that you guys knew.
Those stables that we should have.
Yep, that's the Wyvern Stables. There is the main gate, which you guys can be like, oh, this is where we would have come in.
Guys, remember the memories.
Right over here, you can see, look, here's the whole drawbridge, right? Look at that.
Look at that.
Fuck that drawbridge. Only boring people take
There's the drawbridge that
we
leads.
made an entrance.
Unforgettable.
There are gate towers with ballista on them, which you guys can see, which are not worth really describing because that's there. He would tell you that. I guess this walls of solid ice enclose this courtyard. Another courtyard partially overhangs this one, which, if you guys now scroll up, you can see sort of the upper courtyard. Because this is how dumb this map is. See, you can see that there's the upper courtyard and then the lower courtyard, how they sort of overhang one another.
I like the word view.
View.
Yeah.
What a view.
It's let me get it for you. Here we go. Side view.
Ooh.
Just so you guys know. Because there's another map that I haven't shown you yet. On
What
the
is
same
that, front
piece.
view?
No, different map entirely, but yeah, because complicated. So
I
he'll
don't
tell
know
you.
where to look.
Yeah, I know. But try doing this with Fog of War at the same time. He'll tell you that immediately. Immediately inside the gates is barracks where the most of the cultists are staying. Once you guys exit down the stairs, immediately to your left should be the kitchen. And then to your right are a series of rooms containing Resmir, where she is currently staying, where her wizards are staying, where his stone giants are staying, and then there's a guest chamber and a storeroom.
So are the kitchens right by those rooms? So like, if say someone set off an explosion, somebody else would probably hear it.
You think that based on his description, the kitchens are the rooms right here.
Oh, okay.
Immediately.
I got my left and right mixed up. But they are across from where the cultists' rooms are?
The cultists are basically, the barracks is to the south. That's the other thing here on the bottom.
Right here?
Yeah. And then the stables are to the north. Which I guess I can reveal the stables because...
So if we exploded the kitchen and then maybe turned around and hopefully maybe killed some of the cultists that are in there, we can deal with that before we... So we don't have to deal with a bunch of minions when we fight the wizard and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you asking me? Because I'm not going to tell you.
No,
We're talking.
Oh, okay. That was just in-game conversation.
It wasn't you.
Okay.
Not everything is about you, Ted.
Yes, it is. What are you get out of here? Anyway, so...
Okay.
Does that sound good, or...?
Oh, it looks like there is 2 doors to the cultist rooms. The door immediately close to the kitchen, and the one that's sort of hidden under Mir's name.
Do you guys think, just in case, I should summon my wolves so we have extra people for cultists?
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
And you might want to like post them outside one the door on the other side of the kitchen, like beneath Mir's name, so that way if like any cultists, I'm not thinking that there are necessarily cultists in this barracks right now because it's in the middle of the day, but just in case.
Okay. Yep. So I will go ahead and put my hands out and they'll once again overflow with a bunch of flowers. And I'll blow them out and they'll take the form of 2 dire wolves.
Okay, there are
And I
2.
will hug them and tell them I miss them.
All right.
Oh, it's so cute.
There's a dire wolf posted on either side of the cultist barracks doors. So.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I should point out that you see those kind of open, like, to the north of where you guys are looking? Those kind of blue holes in the wall? Those are archways and not doors.
Which
What?
one? Sorry.
Right here. And right over here.
Oh.
Those are
Can
not
we
doors. Those are
see
archways
in
that you
there?
can see into. Yeah, you sure can.
It's just Resmir staring back at us. We're like, crap.
In the middle of this
Well,
frost-glazed
damn it.
room, yeah, 2 20-foot tall, 8-foot wide archways connect this chamber to the lower courtyard. Any loud disturbance alerts whatever's in there. In the middle of this frost-glazed room stands a 9-foot tall table of carved stone surrounded by 3 giant-sized chairs, also carved from stone. A fat iron cauldron etched with runes rests upon the table. On the floor in the far corner sits a large iron chest. A male stone giant gazes into the cauldron while a female stone giant stands nearby.
I wish I had silence.
They're not necessarily against us, but they're not for us either, is what I remember from our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And the male one seems to be uttering words. Does anybody speak giant?
No.
Wait.
Don't
Speak
worry.
a lot of shit. Hold on. Also, though, it could have been Ava, because I don't remember which ones were. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
It's hard to pick out exact words, but it's definitely a spell, and it's definitely in giant.
Should go closer.
Yeah, can I
Stealth it up.
sneak over there and see what they're saying?
Guidance.
Yeah,
Just
go
in
ahead and
case.
make me a stealth check.
Yep.
Mm.
Ooh.
Oh.
10.
You are not very stealthy as you stumble on the slippery ice and basically faceplant into the room, but are able to stand yourself back up. But yes, they are very aware to your presence. As they turn, let's see. This will break his concentration.
Oh, God, I don't want to make him mad.
You see that the woman turns and sort of stands facing you. With it doesn't seem to break the concentration.
Do I recognize the spell?
Let's see, maybe. Make me an Arcana check. Okay.
There go the good rolls.
Nope.
Yep. Didn't take long. I think Augury is a cleric spell, so it's like sort of on your spell list. So, basically, yeah, it seems to be an Augury spell.
Oh, he did say that they were trying to divine things, so.
Yes. Let's see. You also notice that there is a large iron chest in the room as well. Oh, I said that already. On the floor in the corner sits a large iron chest. My bad. And she just looks at you, eyes narrowed.
So, like, Resmir's room and, like, that, is that, like, over here in this
Probably.
area?
That's what you would have to assume.
Are the walls fairly thick?
Well, entering into this room, I can reveal to you this room.
Okay, so there's no like door into these rooms over here or anything like that.
No.
It's just kind of like a okay.
There is a door here, and then the other double doors to the south.
Okay. 1 second. I'm gonna kind of brush myself off a little bit. Be like, I apologize. I don't mean to interrupt. Unfortunately, I bear news from Blagathus. He asked that you go back to your chambers for a moment, as it seems there's a bit of kerfuffle, and he just would rather you be at ease.
She looks at you and she says, well, this is our chambers, so I guess that works out.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Then stay here. He wasn't very clear on the directions.
Make me a persuasion check. She's like, all right, but just keep quiet. We're trying to do a ritual.
We will try our best to be as quiet as possible while we deal with this situation. And we thank you. And I'll kind of back up out of there. And hope that they just stay in there.
One can hope. Let's see. So where do you guys go now?
Go over the kitchen, I guess.
Okay. Are you doing the same scenario you attempted before to do basically what you did, where you block one door and toss in a fireball?
Oh, I didn't see that other little tiny door over there. I thought there was only one door. Yeah, I think, does that still sound good, or are we going to...
I mean, I don't have any quieter methods to get rid of a bunch of people all at once, so...
Yeah.
Yep. So Lex will go to the other door.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me the damage for your fireball, then. Get rid of all them 3rd level spells.
Can we make more?
Yeah, kind of. I think for all your sorcery points. All right, 28 damage. So, let me just roll this for the griffin that is in the room.
I thought he was in the room next to it.
No, I said he was in a loft in the kitchen.
That's not what I heard, but...
Well, we've had a lot of things where we're not hearing everything.
Yeah, I could have sworn I heard
You said he was
past
in
the
a...
kitchen, or it was like next to the kitchen, not in the kitchen.
Resting on
Yeah.
a ledge above in the kitchen. Like, he's in the... It's fine. He should not die from this. There's no way he could die from this.
He's not gonna like us either.
That's fine.
Is it?
I don't know.
I would have totally done that differently because I did not hear that there was a griffin, but it's fine.
Either way.
I misheard Blagathus, and this is what happened.
That's fine. You throw your fireball in there. A fight breaks out. One shriek from above snaps the kobolds back in line. Yeah. So he's in that room. I guess he's a little higher up. Maybe we'll say he's high enough up that you don't piss off the griffin. And you guys peek into the room afterwards, and you see... you do hear mustering, though, from the fireball explosion from the kobolds, or from the cultists. As you hear, it sounds like... well, Roslyn, where were you when this was happening?
I was standing probably right next to Adela, just in case something happened.
Okay. Well, either way, there's definitely movement coming, which, Lux, you can kind of hear from where you are on that one door.
Okay.
But as you peer in the room, you see the griffin up top in its little loft, kind of looking down at the 20 fried kobolds and the ruined meal for dinner that's now overburnt.
Be like, dinner served. You've got nice charred kobolds. Sorry about that, and like close the door.
You do also see 1, 2, 3 small chests that are blown open and on fire now.
Come back to that.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys do hear the movement, and you hear like armor being put on in the cultist room.
Let's
Okay.
go right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It burst on in.
So you guys burst in the room. You see 5 cultists are in the process of getting dressed, and the other 5 are at the ready. And they, I'm going to need everybody to go ahead and roll for initiative then.
Woo!
Yeah, I guess.
Of course, I totally forgot to select my thing. Whoops.
Oh, I did too. Oops.
Oh,
Maybe
Katie,
I-
it took yours.
Oh, it didn't? Maybe it was from when I was moving around pretending to be a giant earlier.
Maybe.
I get advantage.
Yes, you do. And then Mir has a 7. Della has a 15.
Oh, I need to get my shit up for direwolves.
Oh yeah, we'll have them just. Did we say? Oh god, they roll real bad. I guess they're really just in the process of waking up for like a lot. All right, so these guys are that kind of cultist.
Hey, cantrip time.
Woo!
All right, so dragon something, dragon claws.
Sorry, guys, but this fight's all you.
Oh, these guys only have a 4. So, I believe I got everybody in the right order, although I have me there twice. There you go. So, Roswin, you are up first.
Yay!
There are
I'm gonna.
5 guys ready, 5 guys getting ready.
Alright. So, I guess while the AC is low, I'm gonna. Can I get my wolves in there together without having attacks of opportunity on them? The guys getting ready?
Sure, we'll say.
Okay, so then I will have both of them attack.
Same guy, different guys.
We'll just start with the same guy, see how it goes.
Okay. That will hit.
Let me see. There. Okay, there we go. So it's 2d6 plus 3. $11 points of damage.
Alright, to that first guy. Oh, they're attacking together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
just
if one goes down, then I'll get the other
Well,
one.
go
but
ahead
yeah,
and roll again because they have pack tactics.
Oh, just in case they get
Yeah.
crits.
Okay, so that's fine. So that's first guy takes 11. He's still up. So then second attack is
Plus 5, so 16.
yeah, that's good.
Okay. So 9 points.
All right, that is their turn. It is your turn.
So I'm going to.
That guy is still up.
Fly the 10 feet in the air, I guess, and then I'm gonna produce flame him.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, that'll hit.
For 5.
Oof. That's rough. Yeah, he's like, ah, that stings. And he's still up.
Jesus.
So that was your action. Them moving in was a free action. So, anything for a bonus or no?
I
I don't know if you have anything.
I'm good. Yeah, the only
Okay.
thing I really have is my Fey heals.
Gotcha. All right, Lux, it is your turn. There are 10 guys in the room.
10 guys. Yeah. I'm gonna rage.
Sure, that's a
Good call.
that's a starting move. Sure.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna go and
Go for the first guy.
pick him off. Yeah.
Okay. First guy is there. Go
Swing
ahead.
away, Lux.
And
Swing
make
away.
an attack. We'll say it's not the same guy, or well, which were you gonna go for? The guys.
I was gonna finish off the wolves.
Okay. Well, either way, a 10 misses. So.
Okay.
Second swing.
Would I get advantage or anything because of?
The wolves get pack tactics. You would not. He just has a. He's not wearing his leather armor. Unfortunately,
Alright.
that only makes his AC go from a 14 to a 13.
I'm getting my games mixed up.
That's okay. Fair. We've had a lot of that tonight. Sometimes with dragons. Otherwise, 16 does hit. However, yeah, and you just cut this guy right in half. Just whoosh. This guy did not have a lot of hit points. He is dead. And then there are 9 remaining.
Yep.
Go get him, Odella.
That ends mine.
Oh, great. Okay, next person, I guess.
Sure.
Let's see here. What do I got? What do I got?
I don't know.
I'll save all that crap.
9 guys.
I'm going to
9.
I'm going to Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Or wait, no, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast.
Oh yeah, you have that now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
So that is 2 beams. So that's. So I had to roll 2 attacks. 17 hits. Or 8. And second beam. 13. If we say you're targeting a guy who doesn't have armor, then that also hits. So for another 8, so 16 points. So you, how do your Eldritch Blasts look? Because this is the first time we're seeing this magic out of you.
Basically, I would say that like basically the symbols on her arm kind of light up and kind of form light that kind of spirals around and then shoots the person.
Okay, very cool.
Very sparkly, like all the rest of her stuff.
Sure.
Silver and sparkly.
Anything for bonus or no?
No, I don't think I have any bonus actions that I can do.
Okay. Mir, it is your turn. There are still 9 guys. So, what's the plan? You are on mute.
The mute face.
My little hotkey didn't work, but I've got it, don't worry.
Okay.
I'm going to use my dancing sword.
Sure, that's a bonus action. So go ahead and roll me a dancing sword. Ooh. Natural 1. The dancing sword is not affected, we'll say, by the critical hit, critical miss cards because it's magic item, so that's fine. So it's still there though, providing advantage or providing sneak attack for a creature. So go ahead and make your action.
Okay.
A 21 will definitely hit. So go ahead and roll me damage. This will be sneak attack.
Nice.
Too bad it wasn't a crit. That'd be some serious damage. So 26 points. We'll say this is to a different guy, and he looks just brutalized right now. He's not at all happy as you slash into this guy. So we have 2 guys that are damaged and 8 guys that are untouched. That was your action and your bonus action, so I think that's probably going to do it for you,
That's
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Then it is their turn. Do they have anything fancy? Oh, they get pack tactics.
What?
Yes, because they are cultists.
Why did we go for the other one, by the way, instead of the damaged one?
What?
So we could have killed the damaged
Sure,
one.
you want to kill the damaged one? We can kill the damaged one.
I'd rather do that because then we have one less person attacking us.
Sure. Why not? Alright, so then there are still 8 left. Or there are 8 left, let me rephrase. So they get to deal extra damage if they have advantage. And they get 2 attacks. Sweet. So there are 8 of them. The only person that they can't hit is Roswin because she's flying. So Mir and Lux are in the room. Odella's outside of the room. So, alright, we'll say about 2 on Lux, 2 on Mir, and then 2 on each of the wolves. That works. So, first we'll start with the wolves. Does a 15 hit a direwolf?
Probably. Where did my thing go? Yeah, it does. 14 is the AC.
Okay, so it's gonna take 10, 15, 18 points of damage from that dude's first attack. His second attack is gonna hit, and that's just gonna deal another 8 points. So that is, what did I say, 18 and 8. So 26 points to that direwolf.
Mm-hmm.
The second direwolf gets hit. What's the AC?
14.
14. Okay, so it's going to get hit once for 13 points. Alright, Lux. We have a 12 as a miss. A double natural 20s, but it doesn't matter because it was the same attack. So that is going to hit. Now I have to go grab the cards. I was hoping I wouldn't have to get them. Let me go grab them. We'll find out what happens.
Like,
How much did he say that he hit the other direwolf for? 8? Okay.
I think.
Alright. So,
Are they still up?
oh no. So, he slashes. These are slashing. They are scimitars. So, you are basically going to take this attack. It won't account for because you're raging, but his slash in such a way makes you vulnerable to slashing damage, which for you just makes it turn into standard damage because you're resistant. So for this first attack, you're going to take 11, 14, 7 points of slashing damage. That was 1, 2, 1, 2. And then there is, what did I say? 2 more guys. So that is a 20? 20 hit?
Yeah, 20 is my AC.
Alright, and then the next one misses. So this guy's going to deal to you 12, and 4 is 16, and 3 is a total of 19 points for that guy. And
Is that cut in half?
That does not, because according to this other guy's crit, he made you vulnerable, which normally you'd take double damage, but since you already take half damage, it sort of just cancels out. So, I don't remember who donated to add the cards, but...
Thanks a lot. No,
well, I mean, normally it helps in the efforts of the players more often than not. So we have... I think we did I do both wolves or just the one wolf?
you attacked both wolves.
Did I?
Yeah.
4 attacks total?
Yeah, correct.
Alright, so then we've got Mir. You've got 2 guys on you. His first attack is a 22. So that will hit in his second attack. Oh, so his first. Let's do his first attack first. So 22. You're gonna take. Oops, sorry, that was too many. 6 and 9 is 15, and 3 is 18 points on the first attack.
What?
You can
Yeah.
uncanny dodge it if you want and cut it in half.
Yeah.
Alright, so you take 9 points. And the second attack was a... See, that was a... Second attack was a 9... Oh, sorry, was a 19? Does a 19 hit?
Armor class is 19.
Yeah, so that does hit. So then it will deal 5 points. And then the second guy will get a natural 20. And that will be his only attack that hits. And he is going
the nat 20s.
He's going to deal double damage, which unfortunately makes it 66. Because of his cultist ability. Which he rolled triple ones. So he's going to deal 23 points to you.
Oh no.
And that is their turn. Now it's going to go back to Rosalind.
Well, shit. Okay. So I am going to attack with my wolves next the guy who was hurt.
Well, we killed all of the guys that were hurt, so there's nobody hurt at the moment.
Okay, cool. Then that's gonna be 21.
Yep. That'll do it. So we're just gonna move on to the next guy, we'll say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then
oh, they have advantage, so roll again just to see.
Nah, I never get crits ever, so.
Well, now you have advantage on this next one, so let's see how that does.
Nope.
What do they add to their attack?
5.
No, unfortunately,
Yeah, no.
even without armor. So that is your move.
All right, so then I'm going to. I will throw my hands towards one of them and shoot out an ice knife to one that's got 2 next to him.
Sure, that makes sense. So this guy will be. Let's say this guy is. Well, go ahead and roll your attack. See if you hit.
God fucking
that is the damage. That doesn't have the actual attack roll.
Oh. Well, why didn't it do my attack roll?
I don't know. So go ahead and just give me a spell attack roll.
No, I'm just doing my d20. Oh, that should hit.
So that should hit, yeah. So that'll hit the first guy. He's going to take 9 points. We'll say it's the guy that you... We'll say it's not the guy you were fighting, because then you won't hit your wolves with it.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Makes sense? Sure. So this will hit this guy. You don't know who this guy is, but I do.
Sure, yeah, this guy.
So he gets hit for 9. And then him and the other 2 guys next to him each get hit for 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have to make a dex save.
Mm-hmm.
Almost forgot.
And it is...
Yeah, whatever. I don't care about that last one. We'll say that they all fail, just because I'm going to deal with 3 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your action.
And then for my bonus action... Well, I like to try to use little gauges above everybody to see how hurt they are comparatively what I would visually see.
Yes.
But I don't... Mir hasn't taken her hit points off yet, so I can't see how bad she's hurt comparatively.
That is fair, yeah.
I did. I only have 13 hit points left.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So I will send 3d6 heals over to her with my Fey heals as a bonus action.
All right, let's see how that goes.
We'll do... Sorry, I have a cat on me. So 10 points of heals.
All right, Mir, you heal up 10 points. You also have 3 temporary hit points. So those 3 temporary hit points will go away before it touches your regular hit point pool. Is that... I'm going to assume that's it for Rosalind, right?
Yep.
All right, Lux, it is your turn. There are 4 guys that have been damaged.
Okay. Just a question, this is a side note, because they already got advantage.
Yes.
So if I reckless attack, does that null that they don't get advantage?
There's no double advantage, so they already have advantage as long as they have an ally next to them, so there's really no downside.
Cool. I'm reckless attacking.
That is fair. You going for somebody that was hurt or somebody that was untouched?
I'm going to go after the motherfuckers that hit me.
Fair, okay. then go ahead and make me an attack with advantage.
Murder them, Lux.
Murder.
16 will hit, so go ahead and roll your damage. 17 points. Alright, so this guy looks like he's barely hanging on. So go ahead and make me your second attack. 26 will also hit. So yeah, that's another guy gone. There is now 7 guys left. One of them looks fairly worse for the wear, and 2 have been battered by a little bit of ice. Anything else, Lux?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's all she can do.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, so I assumed so, but we shall.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Alrighty. Odella, what about you?
How many guys can I get within 2 15-foot cubes without hitting anybody else?
I will say, based on where the wolves were, based on where Mir is, 2 15-foot cubes, you could definitely get a total of 4 guys easily without hitting anybody else.
Would they overlap, or would it?
I guess maybe you could get. Let's see. If those guys weren't, I guess you could probably get 6 guys total. With the way things are set up, because of the way the people are scattered across the room, and the way wolves are and people are and stuff. So.
Okay. Well, I would like to get as many as I can within 2 15-foot cubes. I'm going to expend 2 charges from my Ring of Shooting Stars.
Sure.
And do shooting stars at them.
Okay, what do I have to do for that?
DC 15 Dex saving throw.
Alright, so we'll do this as 2 groups of 3. First guy, nope. Second guy, no. So they all fail. What do I have? What do I take?
Great.
9 total.
Yep.
For
and
all.
then.
So everybody now has been hit.
Wait, and then one more.
Oh, one more. Okay. Oh, this is for half. I see. Okay. Cool. So the first half takes 9.
Yeah.
And the second half. I see. Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Shoot those stars.
Okay.
And then how bad does Mir still look? Oh, I can see now.
Yeah, there you go.
You're still about like half down. Okay. And then for a bonus action, I will touch her shoulder.
Yeah, you will. Oh.
And I will. I'll do the healing light. So.
Okay, so that is what your. Oh, is this from your new thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just a D6, right? Or no? Yeah, just one
2d6. So you get 6 points of
right. This is 1
healing.
plus.
Back as well.
6 more to you, Mir. You see that most of the guys in this room have. There's only 1 guy that hasn't taken any damage, but everybody else is pretty battered, and it is your turn. So.
And the 2 are still on me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to attack them.
Yeah,
Right.
take them out.
Dispose of them.
So go
Come on,
ahead.
roll.
Let's see what we can do here. The dancing sword is not having a good day. So the dancing sword will miss. It's still there, but
Somebody threw off its groove.
yeah. Go ahead and make your attack though. Ooh, that is rough, and that is a miss as well.
Do I have a bonus action still?
The sword is technically a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that is a double miss.
Wait, so
She doesn't have 2 attacks? Do
No,
rogues
she's a
not get
rogue.
an extra attack?
No, rogues don't get extra
Wow,
attacks.
that sucks.
wait,
Rogues
I
only-
do.
Rogues
Doesn't
have
she get
one,
an offhand?
but the
Yeah.
you as a
The
bonus
offhand's
action.
a bonus.
But the dancing sword is a bonus action.
Oh, I thought it was just a bonus to like throw it out. To,
No,
like,
it.
Oh.
I mean, you know what? I will double check for you, but I'm fairly
I
certain.
don't know.
Just trying to help out my main kitty right
From-
now.
From my 0 knowledge, that's what I assume. So
Well, you know what? I will give you the benefit of the doubt, and I will look to see. Let's see.
I'm just thinking. I think of like spiritual weapon, how it's a bonus to move it. I thought.
Well, it's also
Right.
a bonus to make the attack.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. When the
It's
sword hovers, you can use a bonus action to cause it to fly up to 30 feet to another part. As part of the same bonus action, you can cause it to attack one creature. So, yes, it is a bonus action to use the spiritual or the dancing sword.
Well, that's too bad.
That is too bad, unfortunately. Especially because their AC is 13. So,
Real bummer.
this is the time. Well, again, I will remind everybody if you have any of those fate dice floating around, and I don't know who has what, but this would be a time to remember to use them. But it's too late now. So it's their turn. There are 7 of them. So I will be nice and say that the one fighting Mir does not have his ally, so he does not get advantage.
That is nice of you, Ted.
So he just has 2 attacks, which both hit. So first attack is... Oh, wait, he doesn't... No, I'm sorry. Take that back. He only does 9 points on the first hit. And you can uncanny dodge. You just have to choose if you want to do this one or whatever the next one might be.
Not this one.
And then the next one is 4 points.
Okay.
And that's it. So...
Wait, I fucked up my math.
So you took a total of...
That should be like 19 now, right?
You took 13 points of damage. Alright, then we got the wolves. So first wolf is a hit. So that wolf is going to take 12 points.
Down.
Alright, that wolf is gone.
My baby.
So then this attack will just roll to the next wolf. Which is a miss, actually.
Wow.
Then we'll do the other guy on... Oh, there's 2 guys. Yeah, 2 guys on the other wolf. So let's see how he does. I feel like I'm missing attacks in here, but it's whatever. That is a 16.
That hits.
So that'll be 12 points.
Okay.
And then the second hit was definitely a hit, so it will deal 6 points. And that was his attacks. And there's another guy that's still on that wolf.
Okay.
The advantage is making my brain screwy. So that's a miss. And then second attack is an 18, so that will hit. And it will deal 8, 10, 13 points.
Bye, puppies.
Alright.
You did such a good job drawing fire.
They did draw a lot of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is the 2 on Lux. So that is a miss. And a miss. And a miss. And a miss. Alright, all miss.
Yeah. She's
all right.
slippery.
Yeah, I guess so.
Boiled up, baby.
Then it's going to come back around to you, Rosman.
Okay, I'm going to cast Moonbeam on 2 of them if I can.
It's a 10-foot radius, right?
Yeah, a 5-foot radius, so 10 feet total.
Yeah, sure. You can get 2 of them for sure.
Okay.
So,
I'm
do
going
that.
to do that. Moonbeam. Level 2.
They will fail, and this will kill 2 guys.
Ha
All right.
Aha!
I say.
Perfecto.
That
As I
is,
call down Moonbeam in a glorious fashion.
and you can't move it on the turn you cast it, right? Because it's an action to move it. All right. So, any bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna send 2 more heals to my buddy over there. Thanks for knocking my shit down, cat. That's
Sure.
cool. Doing your
Alright.
cat stuff. For 8 more points to you, Mir.
Oh,
And
also, don't forget, Mir, that your first 3 hit points didn't go away from the first 3 hit points of damage you took last turn didn't go away from your actual hit points. You have another 8 more and 2 more temporary now.
Yeah. Wait,
Cool.
8 plus 2. Okay.
Yeah, basically. So then it is Lux's turn. Lux, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys total. One guy is still on you that hit you before. So, actually, there are 2 guys on you. So go ahead.
Yeah, reckless attack.
Sure. Of course. 23 hits. 18 points. This guy is still up, but he does not look good.
Again.
Sure. Yeah, 22 hits. And that's another one down. These guys, they couldn't stand a chance at that point. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4 guys left. One guy is actually untouched. Odella, it is your turn.
So there's 4 guys left?
4 guys, 1 has not been damaged at all. The other 3 have been hit by at least your shooting stars. If not other things.
Does my race ability count as a spell?
No.
So if I wanted to use it as a bonus action, but I already cast a spell this turn, I could do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So for my action, I'm going to use Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Were you gonna use your racial ability first, or I'm confused. Which racial ability did you mean?
The Healing Hands.
Okay, because the other one. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Healing Hands is fine because the other one does damage whenever you cast a spell.
Oh no,
Once a
I'm
turn.
not
Okay.
doing that yet.
Cool.
I'm
Okay,
not-
so
I'm
that's.
I'm not pulling out the big stops yet.
Gotcha. Okay, yes. So go ahead and Eldritch Blast. Which guy? What basically undamaged guy or one of the damaged guys?
One of the damaged guys.
Cool. So go ahead and roll.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, wait, we have cards for that.
Oh, do we?
No.
Yes, we do.
Oh no! Please don't hit somebody I like.
That's fine. No, this is a funny one because the magic. This is the first time I've ever had anybody roll a natural 1, and it was a magic roll because they're so
Oh.
few and far between. I never get to do these, and they're always funny. So for the next 2 minutes, you can't walk or run. You can only hop or jump.
Oh no! Great.
I hope you get a natural 20 on the next one and like chocolate comes out and like all this shit.
All right, so go ahead and roll me
Okay,
your second
let's try
Eldritch
the
Blast.
second. Bye.
Here we go. Okay, 17 does hit. So go ahead and roll your damage. 1!
Lovely.
Ooh,
All right, so that guy took 1 point of force damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Mir, it is your turn.
And then my bonus
Oh,
action, I'm
sorry.
going to do Healing Hands on Mir and give her
Okay.
7
Yes, you get 7 more HP, Mir.
HP.
But that does move you into the room because you gotta touch her.
I had to touch her before, so.
Oh, then I forgot. Well, then I guess what you're saying is now I should be attacking you next turn.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
never
what that
said
is what
you
you're
could.
saying. So,
I never said that you shouldn't.
Mir, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm not using that freaking sword.
All right, so go ahead and make your attack with your
It's
regular
not lucky.
sword.
It's
We'll
not lucky.
We'll see what happens with your. That does hit an 18. So
Do I still get a sneak attack?
yeah, you got allies in all manner of places.
We all over this bitch.
All right, yeah, you just fought out one of these guys that's been hurt. He's just dead. Dead.
Good. Kill those guys.
My offhand.
Go ahead and let's see the offhand roll. Nat 1. Let's see what happens. A short sword is. Oh, this is only for melee. So that seemingly took a lot out of you. Your next attack does minimum damage when it connects. So that is your turn. As your attack, your action, and bonus action. It's the guys' turn.
Not the guys.
It is the guys'. There's only 3 of them left, though, if I'm doing my math right.
Yes,
Yeah.
3.
3. All right. So one's gonna go for Odella because she's here now.
Great.
She has arrived.
Great.
Ladies and gentlemen.
One's going for Odella, one's going for Mir, and then one's going for Lux. But the ones that are going for Odella and Mir, since they're next to each other, pack tactics. So you know what? First, let's get Lux out of the way because there's no advantage. Oh, there is advantage now because of Reckless. But they still miss on that one. And miss. Guy misses. No big deal. So.
Good thing you
Odella.
lubed up.
Odella's going to get hit for a 22.
Yeah.
Cool. Then you are going
I
to
think it meant points of damage. And
No,
I was
no.
like, what?
You're going to take 6, 7, 10 points. And then the second strike is a 15.
Oh, 15? No,
Yeah.
that doesn't hit.
Okay, cool. Then Mir, it's a miss. And a 23, so that will hit. So you will take 4, 7, 10 points. You could uncanny dodge that if you wanted to cut it down to 5.
Is that the only one attacking me?
It's the only one that can hit you currently, yeah.
Yeah.
So you take 5
Exactly.
points.
Okay.
Rosman.
Yeah, I'm gonna move my moonbeam.
Okay, actually, one of these guys. How much did you do last time?
Let me scroll. I really don't remember.
Oh no, wait, you killed 2
7
guys. Never mind.
Yeah, I killed 2 guys.
Okay, so you're gonna move your moonbeam. So these guys got to make con saves.
Yes.
What's your save?
15.
Oh, he makes it. So one guy makes it, one guy fails. So go ahead and roll your damage.
16.
16. Okay, so this guy's gonna take 16 points. And then this guy's gonna take 8 points. Okay. So that
And,
was your action to move it.
Sorry, kitty friend, but I'm gonna save these for just in caseies later.
Sure.
So that'll be my turn.
Okay. Lux, there is one guy left on you.
Oh, cool. Reckless attack.
All right, get him.
Kill him. Kill him.
22 hits. 11 points. That was this guy. So he's dead. So that you have 2 guys left. Both have been damaged, one more so than the other. There's one guy that's actually, you gotta move over to him, so.
Yeah, I'll move over to whoever.
Sure. Go ahead and roll your second attack.
Yeah.
21 hits. And 13 points. Alright, this guy is like hanging on by a thread.
Odella, it's all you.
Well, not if she rolls 1 point of damage again.
Yeah.
He might still be hanging on by a couple more threads. So, Odell, there are 2 guys left. One guy looks pretty rough, and one guy looks relatively okay.
Eldritch Blast. Can I
Okay.
just say that I'm really happy that I took level?
Well, let's
Yeah.
see how much it works out for you.
I'm just saying,
Sure. Let's see.
it's nice having cantrips.
Hey, a crit is a different thing, though.
Crit.
So, first of all,
Oh God, here come the show, ladies and gentlemen.
so not only, well, first of all, it's not double damage on this particular card, but it is maximum damage. So it's just straight up 10 points.
Nice.
So you don't even have to roll. So that actually kills this guy. But as you conjure your Eldritch Blast, flames roil off your skin for a brief second to accentuate the Eldritch Blast. As roll me 2d6.
That's what I was trying. I was trying to find what that actual number was to
Yeah,
see.
2d6. As 8 chocolate coins fall from the sky.
Yes.
Can I try to grab one as they're falling?
Sure, make me a dexterity check as a reaction.
Yes. As my action?
No, reaction.
Oh. I was like, ooh. Oh.
Nope. You actually knock one into one of the last cultist's alive's mouth.
That wasn't for you.
I hope he chokes on it.
Well, it's still in the coin. It's still in like the foil.
Yeah.
I hope he chokes on it.
I hope he has lots of fillings.
It is still your turn though, Odell. You still have one more blast left.
Oh
one
yeah,
guy
I do
left.
have one more. I got so excited I've never rolled a natural 20 on a spell before.
All right, what do we got? But we have rolled a natural 1 before.
Are you serious? I'm like just all ends of the spectrum
Alright,
today.
you're fine. Because this one only affected lightning damage. If it deals lightning damage, you suffer unpleasant shocks when you touch metal objects for 1d4 days. But you don't touch, it wasn't lightning, so you just flat out miss.
Okay. So just hopping everywhere.
Alright. Mir, there's one guy left. He has a gold chocolate coin in foil in his mouth.
You can do it, I believe in you.
However, this attack will do minimum damage because of your miss from before, but that's okay.
What do you mean?
You natural 1 to before,
So.
and that was with the card pulled up.
Do your offhand first.
You technically can't do your offhand first. That's not how that works. So go ahead and roll your attack. Let's see how you do. 13 misses this guy, because this is one of the guys in armor, so you miss. And his AC is 14 with his armor on, so go ahead and make your offhand attack. 18 does hit, which will do your minimum damage, which is 1 point. So he takes
Right.
1 point of damage.
Belladonna.
Oh wait, no, it would be sneak attack, so that is 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Go team.
So that's done. That card we can go away. And that's his turn. And he reaches into his mouth, and you see him pull out the foil and drop it on the ground. So he ate the chocolate coin.
What?
Yep.
Oh, he is done.
Then he's gonna attack Mir once and hit for 7 points. And he's gonna attack Odella once with a 20
Yeah, that hit.
and deal 4 points. And it's Roswell's turn. Okay.
I'm gonna be like, how diddly darn dare you eat chocolate that I wanted? And I'm gonna move my moonbeam over to him as my eyes glow with a light blue light and my hair rises around me.
All right,
Exactly
so
what I expect Roswell to get furious
he
over.
fails his save, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Watch me get like 6.
8. And he's like, ow, that kind of hurts. Nom 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 nom. So good, this chocolate. Lux, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Chocolate! 17 does hit. How would you like to kill this last remaining chocolate-eating cultist?
In the name of my chocolate.
I guess I would probably glance up because, with my hair's not all out. It's in that stupid thing.
It is in that stupid head wrap, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at least my eyes are blazing.
I mean, if you want to, this is how do you want to do this? If you want
True.
your hair to fall out of this head wrap as it happens, go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's tell me how you want it to happen.
yeah. It's that whole bond with Roz when as my hair flows out, my eyes burn, and I'm just gonna slit his throat.
Oh, as you do, you see like mangled, half-melted chocolate fall out of the whole, his throat. He didn't even get to finish getting it to his stomach as it burns, out onto the floor. And he's like, but it's so good.
Yeah, that's celestial chocolate. I'm sure that it's amazing.
It's literally out of this world.
Yeah. You guys should get in on that. Not the one that came out of the throat. There's more on the floor here.
Yeah, there are several other coins on the floor. Okay. You guys just finished this combat. I'd say this is probably a decent point to stop, as next time shit's gonna get super real. As
Can
many... Yeah.
Do a couple things so that I don't forget to do them in 2 weeks.
Sure.
Real quick. One thing, while I still have my moonbeam up, I go over that guy like 6 more times.
Fair.
And then I want to cast, as I gently descend down my rampage over, I will send out a healing spirit for everybody to run through 1,000,000 times while it's up.
Okay, that's
we have
fair.
a bunch. I'm just gonna say this. We have a bunch of healing potions.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
Yeah, let's do
Instead
that.
of
I'll
using
save
a
it.
spell.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. You right, girl.
Well, I will say that for the sake of just getting this out of the way so I don't forget, we'll say you went back into the kitchen and just looked around after this was over.
I figured.
And basically you found pretty much that the griffin was fine.
Good.
Even though he would protect the kobolds according to this, but we'll say he just doesn't. It
Well, they're
smells,
dead,
the kitchen
so he's got nothing to protect
smells
now.
of burnt beef, sheep, fish, bacon, onions, beans, and other things. All of the food is basically burnt to the point of blackenedness. And the chests that were in the kitchen are basically also destroyed as you look into them, and you can smell that one of these chests contained black pepper, another contained cinnamon, and the third contained nutmeg. Each of these chests probably weighed about 2 pounds, and its contents were probably worth 130 gold pieces total in spices, but they're all shot.
You spice.
That's okay.
That was basically it in the kitchen.
I
did
pick
the
up the
cultists
burnt
have any-
cinnamon and I give it to Lux. So I'm like, you like this stuff, right?
Mother cinnamon.
It's a little burnt for my taste.
Oh, I thought you liked it hot. Huh?
Oh.
Dilla's just confused.
I like spicy food, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think, like I said, unless there's anything else anybody wants to say and do.
Well, did the cultists have anything on them?
They did not. They just basically had their leather armor and scimitars.
Okay.
I forced Mira to take a healing potion.
Yeah. Keep healing. Actually, do we?
Yeah,
I can heal her all
How
the
many
way.
points are the
Worse.
healing potion?
Depends on
Do you
which
want me to
kind.
just use a heal spell on her because I have 5 charges?
I have 2 healing potions too in my possession.
Because it's basically free.
You want to just do a heal spell then?
Well, how
Yeah.
many can you do a day
5.
without killing the item?
Yeah, I can do as many heal spells as I want. It's the resurrection spell that could destroy the weapon.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Like sometimes you use so many charges and then you have to roll something like that. Does the resurrection take all the charges on it?
Let me
Yeah.
see.
If the rod is reduced to 0 charges, roll a d20. On a 1, it's destroyed. So you could
And then
do.
it just takes all the charges if I want to do a resurrection.
Yeah, it's all 5 for resurrection, or you could do 4 heals with no issue. 5 if you super need.
Even though if I use the charges, as long as I can I can always, once it recharges, resurrect somebody later on.
Right. Well, it regains 1 charge at dawn daily, so even
Yeah.
if you use 4, it would gain them back slowly.
So I don't think it's that big of a deal since I have a lot of time for resurrection.
Sure. As long as you don't. Yeah. As long as you don't destroy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
that's fine.
All right.
right.
So
You are healed, Mir.
here you gain 60 hit points
Everyone else should probably use potions, though.
for 60
Yeah.
or.
Well, I'm just gonna use one of my healing potions. It's probably gonna like
Okay.
over heal me, but I'll just do that.
Yeah, Mira. Let me just tell you the exact. Either way, it should put you at full. It is 70 hit points. So yeah, that should put you.
Okay.
It should top
You're
you off
good.
for sure.
Excuse me, I did receive a trinket. I'm just.
You're right. Upon searching the cultist's bodies, like you do, you find something, Mir, that only you find and is of interest to no one else. I will tell you what it is in half a second here.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna rub my rod.
Oh my god, this is so stupid. Oh god. Can I get you to roll me a D100 again,
Sure.
please?
Lux.
For
Wow.
ooh.
Do you need more? I've got
Uh,
1 supreme, 2 potions of healing, and 1 greater healing.
Liz, if you get a
Healing
chance,
potion
roll
was
me a
bit steep.
percentile or a D100. Because this is the disgusting,
74.
the most disgusting thing I've ever read.
Oh no.
What?
is
No
what it
wonder.
was.
She's already got a rod being
that.
rubbed
A
on her.
crusty tissue.
Whoa!
No,
No!
not even a trinket.
It is. It's or a crusty tissue or handkerchief.
That's a garbage.
Yeah.
What's,
Oh my
what's
God.
74?
Your 74 is a 10-foot pole that can be collapsed down to 2 feet.
Huh.
Oh, that's
That's
pretty
useful.
useful.
So that's pretty useful for searching for traps. So
Oh,
Very
it's
nice.
not even thought about. I thought about
We're
before.
like garbage. Oh, that's nice.
yeah, like a 10-foot pole you use to probe 10 feet in front of you to see if there's traps, but now it folds up to like a walking stick size.
I thought maybe you put like a little claw at the end and you can grab a bag of chips if you want from across the room.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an option. We could talk about if you're in a room
Feeling
with a
ties with it.
if you're in a if you're in a room with a 10-foot ceiling, that's a stripper pole. Like it's got all sorts of wonderful uses.
Oh, Christ.
So, with that wonderful exit is how we're gonna leave this episode. I don't know how many more episodes this chapter is going to be, if you will. But next episode, if you're gonna tune in to one episode of Hoard of the Dragon Queen, next episode is probably episode 30. Is probably gonna be the one, because shit's gonna get real. There's a lot of stuff to go down in a short period of time. There's a half-dragon worm speaker. There's a flat-out just dragon. Maybe a vampire. We don't know what's gonna happen, but there's a lot of shit to go wrong. Or right. I guess we'll find out.
Fingers
So,
crossed, right?
yes. Anyway, Internet, thank you so much for coming out to check out this episode of Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Tune in tomorrow for Everend episode 3, where hopefully Pat shows up and isn't dying of what we assume was allergy to olives, which I'm pretty sure isn't a thing. But it is according to him. And we get to find out what the party gets as they ask the Queen of the Dwarves for what gift they want. So we'll see what happens there. So, anyway, guys, we will see you next time. Thank you, Internet, and have a good night.
Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.